Woo! What is her problem this morning? Why does she have an attitude this morning? I'm talking about Jeanette, not Charity, in case anybody, why are they talking about, we're not. That would be Jeanette Yippee Kaye, whom we love.
We've never
never met. And she has no idea who we are. Exactly. So, yeah.
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. A check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
This report is sponsored by.
Surprised that Chris is here this morning. He got thrown out of the Troy Aikman appearance.
Exactly.
Wendy's breakfast baconator will have you feeling sunny side up all day
I
long.
love you, man.
Troy! Troy!
And start looking forward to tomorrow morning at participating U.S. Wendy's during
We
breakfast.
miss you, Troy.
I'm Elmer at Elmer's Heat and Air, and right now I'm looking for good plumbers, technicians, AC installers, and customers.
John Williams, good morning from Dallas. What is up, John?
We have a training center, but I can't teach someone to really care about doing the job the right way. To have a service heart towards a customer, you have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. If this is you, then I'm going to pay you more than average to start because happy employees.
Fonzie J. Rodriguez, good morning.
Fonzie?
Fonzie J. Rodriguez. That's a great name.
Hey.
Fonzy. Now, the bad news, Fonzie is a LA Dodger fan from Los Angeles is the bad news.
Sorry to hear that.
We forgive him, but
I understand, but I'm sorry.
yeah. In the words of Hall & Oates, I can't go for that.
No
Can do.
And Donald Trump, if you're listening or watching right now, please quit emailing me so much.
Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of texts
Yeah, text and email.
from Donald.
Yeah. My membership has apparently run out.
Yeah. Louisa, I did not go see Troy Aikman. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I had to make a choice of taking a nap or seeing Troy Aikman. And Troy lost out to the nap.
Probably good thing.
Yeah, Louisa, I can't wait to hear about the Troy experience. Me too.
It was
If anybody had one,
it was underwhelming.
let us know.
Troy, can you sign this? Sign this, Troy.
I told some people the 8-pack idea is
Listen, when I first saw the name of the beer, I thought, well, dude, you're missing a great opportunity here.
yeah.
Separate yourself from everybody else.
Yeah.
Hey, I can buy
8-pack.
8 beers. It's like the first time I ever saw a 30-pack. I thought, wow, what a great idea.
Yeah.
What a great idea. We got a family reunion in Mahia, Texas, and we went to the HEB and they had 30 packs of Bud Light. We're like,
That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's
Chinese candy.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
huh.
Alamo candy.
Chamoy.
Yeah, what a store. And nothing but candy. It's a
Wow.
great, never
Wow.
was aware of that.
Wow. Good morning and welcome into Thursday, the 16th day of June. Father's Day is this Sunday, and we're going to get you ready for that this morning and say good morning to Chris Duel and happy day after your birthday to Charity McCurdy.
Woo!
Are you still celebrating today? Because you should. Yeah, you'll make it is Friday Eve, so yeah.
Yes.
So how are you this morning, Chris?
I am very good. I am not sleep deprived like Charity. As we discussed yesterday on the show, Troy Aikman was at an HEB near me, and I made a value choice: take a nap or go see Troy Aikman. And I'm embarrassed to say
Sorry,
the nap
Troy.
won. Sorry.
Troy.
Yeah.
But plus, we didn't exactly know what
Yes.
was going to happen. So
It was not clear to us.
I understand. Let's go ahead and get traffic and weather. All right, we'll do the Father's Day thing.
Okay. Mike Taylor. No.
What if he's related to Carl Schoening?
I see.
Kinda looks like him.
Yeah, a little Carl Schoening going on.
A mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, sunny skies, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. 78 right now. I like this one. Did not realize that I'm a fan of Mark Morrison.
Woo!
But I do like him. Welcome into San Antonio's first news on this Friday Eve. Mr. T along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Father's Day is Sunday, and we're going to do something similar to what we did with Flag Day, right, Chris?
Yeah, we want to see your dad. You got a photo of your dad. You got a photo with your dad for Father's Day, and tweet it to us, send it to us. Tell us about your dad. Was he in the military? Did he do any funny dad jokes? Anything about your dad? We'd love to hear it and see it, and we'll repost it as well.
Yeah, and we're also going to open up the talkback tomorrow. It's always open. If you want to drop a line to us, just get the iHeartRadio app, search 1200 WOAI, you find it, hit the red circle with the microphone in it, pick up the mic and talk to us. We haven't decided exactly what we're going to do tomorrow, but it's something. We toyed with an idea which TV dad you'd like to hang out with, maybe.
I like that.
Maybe. Dadisms, definitely, advice your dad gave you or dad jokes.
Yes. So many ways to go.
Or all of the above.
Yes.
If you can get 30 seconds and give us all three of those, we'll take those. You can already start sending them today. We'll start sharing them with everybody tomorrow as we celebrate Father's Day because it's a big day.
Yes, it is.
It is. And you got big plans for Father's Day, Charity? Just that day? Yes, I know. Well, my daughters are coming out to see me, and I'm actually going to cook.
Whoa! You're going to cook. Shouldn't they cook for you on Father's Day?
Okay, that would be great if they all had culinary talents.
But
they don't really have those culinary talents, so it's easier just for me to do it.
All right.
Yeah, and I can do some stuff on Saturday ahead of time, and so it'd be easy. Plus, I'm just barbecuing chicken.
Now, do they typically bring you gifts like socks or a tie or?
They know I don't like socks.
Okay.
I don't wear socks except for in the winter time. No, seriously, in the winter. No, hell no.
Charity was going to do an intervention if necessary.
No. Only when I go downtown San Antonio and just walk around, just to make people think I'm from out of town. They think I'm from out of town because I'm walking around with socks and sandals. Now, I usually get something, T-shirt, or sometimes they bring me beer or some kind of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yes, right through my liver. It's the best way to get there. All right, lots to get to this morning. According to the White House, the U.S. is well positioned to handle soaring inflation. Well, I can't tell. We'll talk about that coming up. All right, so out of headlines, traffic and weather, it's yours.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'll do that here real quick.
Okay. And then 24-ish Fox Business Report.
It always helps to know what the break is. Yeah, if you can get out of 24, 24 and a half, something like that.
Okay.
That'd be great. If not, we'll just make sure to go late.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's okay.
How much did he charge? $80 if we could open it with a 30-foot drain snake. How often does that work? About 9 times out of 10. What about that 10th time? That's when the magic happens. Tell me. I'd love to, but I wasted all of our time talking about grocery store liquid. Don't waste your time on grocery store liquid. Call Zach and me. Go. GOETTL.com.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale.
I can't believe this shit from the White House. Solid jobs growth, low unemployment.
For almost
There's
40
nobody
years,
working. How is it low unemployment, man? Go to any business right now, and what do they not have? People.
Right.
I'm not buying
The
that.
whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything.
Tracy, Fonzie, Louisa, John, good morning.
Television program about diamonds and jewelry tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver in the haystack, sure, you can post you what your job. You get
Don't need that.
in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate first day.
Hector Gomez, good morning.
Not the heck.
The Hector Gomez, the pride of Central Catholic High School.
ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Another hot weekend, but is there some rain in the forecast? We welcome in News 4 San Antonio meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. Good morning, Jeanette.
Thank you. Good morning. For this Thursday morning, mostly cloudy, warm, humid, breezy. Temperature starting off in the
But I'm
upper
not having a
70s.
happy
Going
Thursday.
through the rest of the day, it'll gradually clear out, becoming mostly sunny, hot, and breezy. Back up to the triple digits this afternoon. High 101. Winds will be increasing from the south and southeast between 15 and 20 miles an hour. We are going to see some widespread haze developing across south central Texas with a plume of more heavy Saharan dust coming in from the south. For Friday, it's a Father's Day weekend. We'll have clouds each morning with sunshine in the afternoon. 100 degrees on Friday, 101 on Saturday and Father's Day Sunday. Monday, mostly sunny with a forecast high up to 102. Stay cool and stay safe. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Kaye, News 4 San Antonio, here for you.
Thanks, Jeanette. 78 degrees. Charity, what's going on?
FIFA is set to announce the 2026 World Cup host cities today, taking place across
Oh,
North
can't wait to
America.
miss that.
21 cities remain in contention to host matches. Of those, 17 are in the U.S., with 3 in Canada and Mexico. FIFA is expected to pick as many as 19 host cities, with up to 12 in the U.S. Los Angeles and Dallas are considered customers of some hazardous substances. Suit for failing to alert buyers to toxic chemicals. Customers can comply with California Proposition 65. Requires the company to alert buyers to toxins. The case involves said Amazon allowed skin lightening creams to be sold on its website for years, even though there was mercury in those creams.
Ooh.
Comment yet from the retail giant. Chilton NATO. ISIS leader is in custody after a U.S. military raid in Syria. We'll bring you the latest coming up right now. Traffic and weather together.
On the south, accident looking on the traffic tip line, the number's 285-2601. And Shawnee News Radio 1200 WOAI.
A mixture of clouds and sun today. Highs 101. 78 right now.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T. Tim Merryman, Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center, Soundscape Stylist and newly engaged young man Jeremy Kolok on board. Charlie Parker joining us with his commentary in the next hour. Well, you know, the big news yesterday, we've been talking about it, the Federal Reserve raising interest rates by 0.75 of a percentage point. Inflation certainly on everyone's mind, but Charity and Tim, don't worry that much because the top White House economist, Brian Deese, says the United States is well positioned to handle this inflation because the economy is strong, solid job growth is going on, there is low unemployment and a declining deficit. So I guess nothing to worry about here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't know for how long. And he mentioned, yes, Brian Deese did, that the solid job growth, low unemployment, and the declining deficit. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that anywhere. I mean, look, if low unemployment means people just aren't working anymore, because every place you go has help wanted signs.
True.
So, big time, and just about everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
Just about any business out there is hiring right now. And look, people are getting into their savings just to pay for gas.
Yeah.
And places like the food bank and people that that normally don't use services like the food bank are going to have to start relying on stuff like that. This keeps going on. Yes, ma'am. Oof.
And as you mentioned earlier, Charity, how long is this inflationary period going to go on? We assume that we're going to right the ship and everything's going to be okay in a number of months. But what if this is an extended inflation? And what if inflation is a lot worse and gets a lot worse than it is right now? Yeah, well, and they say that that's part of what started this inflation. With those stimulus checks during COVID, we spent a whole lot of money we didn't have as a country. And so many of those checks went to the wrong people and to businesses that didn't need them, and they were mismanaged and fraudulently used. And if we do something like that again, I think we definitely need to find a way to be more accountable and to have better accounting practices with our stimulus checks.
It almost sounded like you said the government and accounting, and it
Exactly.
me up a little.
The heck am I thinking?
And with the Fed raising the interest rate, it looks like they're going to do the same thing again next month. How is that? I know it works to stimulate and get the market right and all that, but how are we going to do this? All indications are it will be. So we don't know that yet. And, oh man.
We will keep an eye on things for you right here on San Antonio's First News. Right now, time for the Fox Business Report on News Radio 1200 WOAI. All right.
1.5 hours.
Woo! Woo, woo!
All right, so Charity, me, then you today.
Okay.
Because I was last yesterday. Remember?
Yes, sir. Roxana, Charlie, Ashley, Bella. I got the Warriors by 10 with Curry having a double-double this game.
Damn.
I hope not. I don't see the Warriors closing out Boston in Boston. I think we're going 7.
I do too.
Yep.
I agree with you very
I got Celtics by 6 in game 6.
Oh, I like that.
That's what
I like that.
it's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Game 6 play is not going to make an appearance.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking next week what we're going to do, starting next week, is I'll develop a little grid. We're going to rotate orders every day.
Okay.
In other words, no more Charity going first every day. Just kind of mix it up a little bit.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And that way we'll have a set,
Yeah.
rotation. She'll get to be first more than most of us. But
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, well,
Because, I mean, sometimes you and I,
monkey wrench into
yeah,
this
sometimes you
stuff.
and I have it,
Yeah.
and the other two might not. It would be nice to,
Yeah, just so you know, kind of
Yeah.
spice it up a little bit.
right. All right. See what spots I got to record today.
Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
At least this one today's at 12 noon. That ain't too bad.
Right now, Capital One cardholders get first dibs on tickets to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Only available while supplies last, or until tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So don't miss it. Plus, add a Capital One access
But
pass to your
don't
purchase
miss
to
it.
attend a VIP event with a private performance from Avril Lavigne. Only available during the cardholder presale.
Presale tickets are limited and will go fast at iHeartRadio.com/Capital One.
Hi, I'm Elmer at Elmer's Heat and Air. And right now, I'm looking for good plumbers, technicians, AC installers, and customer service folks to join our team. You don't have to have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to know. We have a training center, but I can't teach someone to really care about doing the job the right way. To have a service heart towards a customer, you have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. If this is you, then I'm going to pay you more than average to start, because happy employees make happy customers.
You brought your own duct tape, man.
Is your key card coming apart?
Actually, I got a new thingy.
See, I never got a new. How'd you get a new thingy?
Just walked over to Keith and asked him for one thing.
No,
because it was starting. It was holding on by one thread.
yes, that's so is my. See, I didn't know I could get another one. Okay, so I've been duct taping.
Yeah, because people have been turning them in.
Yeah.
You know, people that are leaving,
Okay.
not working here anymore. Yeah, just ask him and he'll come up with one.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm on my third one. By the
Okay,
way.
yeah, this is my first, and it's
No, because
barely holding on.
it's almost brand new now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was barely hanging on by one thread.
Yeah.
And I said, hey man, any chance I can get another one of these? Oh sure. And actually, I think they'll even give you another card.
Yeah, my very early on, my card got all bent up. Yeah, yeah.
Well, see, mine goes in the little cubby hole in the side of my door every morning when I get to my car.
Smart.
I put it in there.
Yeah.
Because if not, I'll lose it. Yeah, I've actually gone into HEB walking around with this fucker on.
I've done that too. I've done that too.
Yeah. So let's all pick on Mike Pence today. That's what it's going to be.
He's an easy target.
Yeah. I mean, we had him on one time. And I picked up the phone because when you go through the White House, okay,
Yeah.
hang on, he's coming to the phone right now. And I said, all right, Mike, we'll be right with you. And I put him on hold. And I thought, ooh, I probably should have said Mr. Vice President.
Right.
So after we had him on, I went on the air and said, well, I'm getting audited this year.
Funny.
Hey, Mike.
Very funny.
Yeah, hold on, Mike. We'll be right with you.
Yeah. Hey, Barack, welcome.
Yeah. I felt like shit after that. Like, damn.
I'm Charlie Parker with
Yeah,
Fantastic
Charlie's
News.
sucking the fun again.
QC Kinetics is helping people get the fun back. Advanced regenerative medicine, basically growth factors with healing properties from your own body and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by
Right, we're gonna have back-to-back Charlie Parker
This
here.
exciting in office.
Is that right?
Surgical treatment can
I'm
repair
pretty
and
sure.
restore
Well,
damage
they want more Charlie.
to your joints.
Well, yeah, but our traffic department does a horrible job on that shit.
Patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a
Yeah,
free
it's gonna be
in-office
pretty good.
consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
Mike Bell
Oh, okay, they did.
began working for
Beautiful.
his parents in the office of the family roofing and supply business at age 12. After college, Mike went to work for the company's customer base. In a few short years, he transformed it from a small
So do you remember your dad at all?
major player.
Well, and what's even worse, the final year of his life, he was in Vietnam. So
So not much.
when I was like 3-ish, he went to Vietnam. He was very early there in '64.
Wow,
And then, so we lived, military brat. There was an Air Force base in Knob Noster, Missouri, called Whiteman Air Force Base. Knob Noster, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be the best city name
Right.
ever.
Knob, not KNOB NOSTER. Knob
What, not
Noster.
KNOSTER? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You missed out right
They should have
Knob
done it.
Noster.
Yeah. But so he got sick in Vietnam, a blood disease called aplastic anemia. So they flew him to Wilford Hall.
Oh, okay.
So my mom packed up the kids to be with Dad
That's how
at
you
Wilford.
ended up here.
Yeah, and so when he passed away pretty quickly, got here in November of '64, and he died in February. So she decided to stay here, and I think all of her relatives were in East Chicago, Indiana, hometown of Greg Popovich, but it just very cold, industrial. We would go back and visit, and it's like, and I can't. I'm so thankful to my mom. It's like, thank you for staying in San Antonio. I'd be a Bears fan. It's like, please.
Really? Not a Colts fan?
I know. It's closer to Chicago. I would have probably been. Yeah, but I think I told you this. All of my relatives are Cubs fans, so they just. And my dad, my brother, and my sister, he took me to Wrigley Field a number of times back in the day. Yeah.
It is the most fun you'll ever have in a baseball game.
Yeah, I gotta go.
If you're gonna go, buy the cheap seats in the outfield.
Yeah.
You don't want to be with all the fucking fucks.
No, you want
to be out there where the people are. Man.
Yeah.
Where the guys with no shirts are. That's where you want to be. Drinking the old style.
Yes.
Yeah. Good time.
Funny.
Good time. So you weren't born?
I was born in Salina, Kansas.
Oh, okay.
They were stationed at an Air Force base in Kansas when I was born.
My dad were in Topeka for a while. I have a sister that was born there.
Yeah.
A sister that was born in Anchorage, Alaska. The year that it became a state.
Nice.
Born there. The year that
at 59?
Yep.
Yep.
The year that it became a state. And if she lived there, she would get money from the government because she's a natural
wow.
Alaska citizen. Yeah.
Very nice.
They would pay her. As a matter of fact, they're heading to Alaska next weekend or July 4th weekend.
Very cool.
Going to go back up to Alaska. Oh, my dad loved Alaska. He loved it. My mom, not so much.
It's got to be too cold. I can't imagine winters in Alaska.
And see, all my sisters went to school all over the world. Me, I started first grade right here in San Antonio, same house. First all the way through high school. I'm the only person in my family to start school and finish school in the same town, much less the same house.
Come to think of it, I was in the same house too, from first grade graduating high school.
My elementary school was right down the street from me. It was 10 houses away from me.
Wow.
And my middle school, Anson Jones, was just under 2 miles from my house, so I didn't get to ride a bus. I had to walk to school.
Yeah.
And then John Jay was less than a mile from my house. So
remember, Anson Jones was a rival of Pat Neff.
Oh yeah,
I was a Pat Neff Texan.
Oh wow, yeah, I played football in junior high school. We played Pat Neff.
Woo!
Went over there and played on that dirt clod in that field, man.
And we would play like sandlot football on that field. We would always.
Oh man, that field is like our field, man.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of
dirt and torn up. And
matter of fact, man, my defensive backs coach when I was at Anson Jones taught us to, when you go down, you go down your stance, you grab a handful of dirt.
Oh,
and
that's
when
funny.
you go back, you backpedal and you throw it right in their face.
Oh, that's funny. That's great.
Yeah, it's highly illegal and all that.
But hey, if you can get away with it,
get caught.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
He actually spent a practice showing us how to do it to where it
That's
looked natural backpedaling, and you don't make a big deal about, you just go down in your stance, and when you do, just grab a handful, and when you back up, when you go to run, you always do this.
That's great. That's
Coach
funny.
Green, man. Coach Green. And you talk about pissing the other players off, boys.
Oh, I imagine.
They wanted to fight.
Police are searching for a teenage girl who's been missing. Renee Molina was last seen June 9th on Auburndale near I-37. Molina's 5'1", 125 pounds with brown eyes and wavy mid-length brown hair and a light complexion. She has medical conditions and requires a doctor's care. Anybody who has seen her or knows where she may be is asked to call the San Antonio Police Department's Missing Persons Unit. Well, American forces say they've captured a senior ISIS leader in Syria.
A raid by U.S. troops in Syria Thursday resulting in the detention of a senior ISIS member.
operation. There results in the captured leader was a bomb maker and no civilians were harmed, nor was there any damage to any coalition aircraft or assets. The bomb maker has not been identified at this time. Earlier this year, an ISIS leader in northwest Syria killed himself with a suicide vest during a U.S. Special Operations counterterrorism mission.
Elmendorf. Oh boy.
Former ISIS leader,
Nice to see some people right around the corner from my house.
Yes.
For all kinds of crimes and shit.
compound where it was located.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you know, I haven't talked to you, but you got tattoos on your face. You know,
Yeah.
people look at you differently. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They just do.
Do you just want to be unemployable for the rest of your life?
Yeah. And it's kind of hurts.
Yeah.
You know, it really does, because I have one right here, and this is like probably the best place to ever get one, because it doesn't hurt that bad when you get it done. But from what I understand, your neck, right here,
Yeah.
and anything around your head, man, it's like constant, you know, it's
Jesus.
Yeah, this was my midlife crisis. I got before that, so I got a tattoo.
I have managed to avoid one.
Yeah, I got a Rolling Stones lips and tongue, so it was
Yeah.
the only one I ever wanted. If I was ever going to get a tattoo, that was going to be it. And the worst, and I didn't tell my wife I was doing it. Just went and did it. We have a friend that does tattoos, man, so I went and saw him.
The UN
And,
is trying to broker a deal to
came
resume
home and she goes,
Ukraine grain exports.
"What
Meanwhile,
you do?"
President
I
Biden
said, "What
said
do you
the U.S. is working to
She goes,
build
well, you got
temporary
blood on your shirt right here. What are you doing? I said, well, I got my life crisis.
It
She
is
goes, okay.
5:37 now with breaking
There
crime
goes my
news
mom.
around the
Why did
country.
you get
Here's
kissed?
Nancy Grace.
Breaking crime news now. Memphis
No,
cop
Mom,
saying
that's not
32-year-old
good.
Michael Robertson argues with his girlfriend and teen son over $5, then shoots the two in the chest. The son, Zach Harris, dies. Robertson now charged
That's
with
another
murder
thing,
one.
man.
23-year-old
Electric bills
climber
gone up.
makes
Man.
Everything.
Went up a lot last
Yeah.
year.
Oklahoma City's Devon Tower. No safety equipment. Well, of course, cops were waiting for him at the top. They used the elevator with a charge of trespassing. With this final alert, I'm Nancy Grace.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get the timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900.
Traffic and weather together in just a minute. But first, to check up your money in the world of business, we say good morning to Ed Corey live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
Charity, it looks like stocks are going to be giving up most of yesterday's gains. Worries continue about the pace of Fed rate hikes possibly hurting the economy. Dow futures down 591 right now. S&P futures down 90. Mint Development is planning 22 new duplexes in a 2.5-acre site on the south side, according to Cranes. The development is north of Texas A&M University San Antonio. It began as 24 duplexes. The plan was initially denied by the city. The pared down version is up for a vote on Thursday. That would be today. Dow futures are down 585 right now. Live with a Bloomberg Business Report. I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
All right, thanks, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, we have an accident blocking the right lane and the exit ramp of I-35 southbound at Eisenhower, so expect delays. Also on the southeast side, we have a disabled 18-wheeler on the right shoulder of I-37 southbound at Hotwell. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic.
John Newsom got released. Did you see that?
I did not see that. God.
Released yesterday. But the concert gig that he had scheduled has been canceled by the venues. Smart move.
Yeah, very smart move. Yeah, that dude should keep a low profile.
Yeah.
If they ever release Mark David Chapman, I may go take him out.
Actually, I think that's why they won't release
Yeah.
him, because there'll be people waiting for him outside.
Yeah.
Asking for his autograph and then shoot him.
Yeah. Can you autograph this vinyl for me,
Yeah.
Mark?
Oh, motherfucker.
Lucinda Sullivan, good morning.
I don't think we play enough Pet Shop Boys myself.
No. We should be San Antonio's source for Pet Shop Boys.
Start a new house band, Pet Shop Boys.
The familiar made fantastic. Enjoy a $0 $10 delivery fee when you order online. Restrictions apply.
Nobody plays enough Pet Shop Boys as far as I'm concerned. San Antonio's first news, Mr. T along with Jeremy McCurdy and Chris Duel. Up next, it is Flashback. Jerry, you'll go first. I'll go second. And Chris, you'll get the leftovers.
Yeah.
Starting next Monday, though, we're gonna rotate every day. How's that? Make it more exciting. And there's going to be money on the. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we should start betting. Yeah, that's and our listeners can bet. We'll just start a DraftKings app.
Oh, I like
You can
that.
bet on us.
I like that.
Yeah.
And smart money is to go with charity. She seems to be pretty good at
True.
Is that what it is? Come on, mention it's skill, even if it's luck. It's just that's the way. That's true. If it's around any moment in your life that's significant, or there was a movie that was out when you worked in the theaters, that's you're golden on those. All right. So the public hearings of the January 6th House Committee will continue today. This hearing expected to focus on Mike Pence. He, eventually concluded that there was no constitutional authority to overturn the election. And then photos of the vice president and his family from that fateful day have emerged. And we're going to find out that he was real close. It was just a close call to all the action that day when they were getting him out of the chamber. Mm-hmm. Right. I believe it's today, isn't it? Oh, okay, gotcha. Right.
And as wild as January 6th was, as you mentioned, Tim, how close the crowd was to Mike Pence. And of course, we heard the chants of hang Mike Pence. And certainly they went looking for Nancy Pelosi. You just wonder if that crowd would have gotten to one of their high value targets. My God, how different history may have played out on that day.
Yeah, I don't even want to.
Yeah, no.
So if you want to watch this, it is at noon on various networks. You can catch all the action, and I think I'll be watching this today because I'm interested in Vice President Mike Pence and what they have to say about everything that happened with him and the president.
And again, the big question I have, who's watching? I mean, you're going to watch today, Tim.
Yeah.
We watch because, it's our job to digest and comment on the news. And I'm a news junkie, so I would watch anyway. But I just wonder how engaged the rest of America is on this.
Well, I'll be working the remote because it is the first round of the U.S. Open. So there is a break about that time in the coverage of the U.S. Open, about the time that the committee hearings are on. So I will go back and forth.
Well, that's why God created picture in picture.
Yes, he did. And we appreciate him for doing that, by the way. All right, up next, it is Flashback. It is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Do you have an idea for a book? Fiction, nonfiction, or children's?
I want to see somebody go off on Phil. I guarantee you, man, somebody's going to say something.
And they should, yeah.
There's no way that they can't.
And if somebody really goes off on him, then that's going to go viral. If there's a moment.
Oh, yeah. And the sad part about it is, they'll have that guy just kicked out of his office.
Yeah, but I mean,
if
you're not arrested but just kicked out, it's almost worth it. If you wanted to make a statement.
And I'm sorry, I had the question. I've never seen a tampon machine in a men's bathroom. Have you?
I did not either, ever.
That must be an up north thing.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, and we all just kind of
like,
let him say it.
What?
But yeah. Yeah, great way to solve the problem, Mike.
Yeah, but it's not going to work down here.
She's probably very proud of that shot that she came up with.
I guarantee she is. She is.
See what I did? And we can put the graphics right on the
tampon.
tampon.
Right around the station was telling her
Yeah.
about it. You see when I showed my tampon? And you see the graphics?
And I got a close up on me because it's all about me. Elf Louise Locker. Louise, either today or tomorrow, if it's convenient, I want to do a test run. We're going to do I'm going to do an extended interview with Louise, like on this format. So, but we got to do a test first.
I find that the best time to do tests, Louise, is about 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, right. 1:30 in the morning, Louise. See, now we got to behave ourselves. Louise, when Louise is on board, it's like, wow.
When the elf is on the shelf,
the elf is here. I got to behave myself. Act like a refined gentleman.
So apparently they're going to run your autoglass at the same damn time every morning.
I wish they wouldn't. I wish they would move it around, get a different audience. Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. Open always reminds me of my dad and Father's Day.
Cool.
Because my dad loved golf tournaments like that, and we used to watch it. Yeah.
Louise says we do not have to behave ourselves.
Oh, thank God.
All right. In that case.
Thank God, because we don't know really how to do that. We're not really good at behaving ourselves.
Louise, you are up early. 5:48 in the morning.
So since you didn't have your dad around when you were a kid, you never got him to tell you, you better watch out, son, I'll knock you into the middle of next week.
No, but my mom, who is like 4'11", 4 foot, she tried to make up. I'll knock your teeth out. She was tough. She never did.
I know.
She did once though. She did once wash my mouth out with soap. I was swearing. I was like 7. She grabbed me, pulled me to the bathroom, and like put the soap bar. I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap. She washed my mouth out with soap. I stopped swearing for a few years.
And it was Wednesday when I remember.
Very nice.
It was a Friday afternoon. I questioned him on it. Next thing I knew, it was a Wednesday.
Funny.
Yeah. Or when it hits you so hard, make your head swim. Like that one never understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kids better settle down. Don't make me pull this car over. You know, that one got a lot.
A classic.
And my dad would never stop for anything when we went on trips.
Yeah.
I mean, my sisters would be crying to take a pee.
Wow.
And he would hand them this little thing that we had from Japan that he kept under the seat, the little Benjo thing. There you go. Yeah, he didn't want to stop. Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this Friday Eve. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Still holds up too.
Agree.
All right, Charity McCurdy, it's the 80s, 84, 85, or 86. Man, I'll take 1984. Chris, that leaves you with 1986.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, Ghostbusters. I had actually wrote it down before they actually gave us the year for the new Ghostbusters. I like that movie.
Excellent movie.
It still holds up. I'm telling you.
Don't cross the streams.
Charity, what else is going on?
months after the Uvalde school shooting, there are no clear answers.
Charity's in
And
trouble.
now an
She might not win this week.
$85,000 bonus
Yeah.
has been approved to ramp up the investigation. The man accused of killing 10 people in a Buffalo, New York supermarket last month is expected to appear in federal court this morning, a day after federal prosecutors announced hate crime charges against
Louisa will pass that along to Jeremy.
signed an executive order that cracks
He's
down
already
on
engaged. Leave him alone.
Yeah, she says, so is Jeremy's new favorite song, I Can't Help Falling in Love? Just remember, it says only fools rush in. I can't see our Jeremy rushing into anything.
I don't think Jeremy rushes at
No.
all.
has been shut down again. We'll bring you details coming up right now. Traffic and
Time
weather
after
together.
time.
WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right
So
shoulder.
game
before
7 on
taking
Father's Day.
seven.
That's what it looks like.
I believe.
I do.
I sure hope so. I don't want Golden State to win in 6 or at all.
No.
No. Jesse Bratton, no can do. Jesse Bratton, good morning.
This report is sponsored by the Texas
Yeah.
Department of Transportation. As you drive through Texas, keep in mind that don't mess with Texas actually means don't litter. Keep Texas roads clean and
Don't
beautiful by holding on to your litter until you can get to a trash can. Always keep a litter-free state of mind and don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. 78 right now. Coming right up, Tim Commando Daily Tech Update. So I did something last night I've never done before. I actually watched some Stanley Cup hockey.
Woo!
Yeah, it was game 1 last night in the Stanley Cup Finals, Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I wasn't glued to it, but the 2-3 times I flipped over, I happened to catch a goal every time. No, if I could do that,
Yeah.
I would watch more hockey, but it ended up the Avalanche won in overtime, 4-3.
Woo, exciting finish.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. So I watched that, and then tonight we've got game 6.
There we go.
Game 6 in Boston. Ah, man, come on, Boston.
Yes, I've seen.
Father's Day, yeah.
I do. I don't see Golden State winning in Boston in a game 6. And that, gosh, game 7s are so much fun. And
Yes, they
and
are.
how many dads on Father's Day would enjoy a game 7 of the NBA Finals?
Yeah, and catch the final round of the U.S. Open in
Yes.
the afternoon, and then catch the game 7 that evening.
Very nice.
It's not bad. It's not bad. By the way, we've got the U.S. Open getting underway this morning in Brookline, Massachusetts. If you know anything about Brookline, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston, at the Country Club is the name of the place. And we know how Boston fans are.
They're loud.
Yeah, and we're talking a golf tournament. And yes, Phil Mickelson is being allowed to play in this. And I'm just wondering if anybody's going to heckle him.
Oh, gosh. I believe they should.
Well, it is in Boston.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Phil, how you like that Saudi money?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And the worst thing that's going to happen is they will throw said person out of the golf tournament, and he will end up a viral sensation.
We will see that all over social media. I think Phil has earned a little heckling, and I don't normally support heckling, but I think in this case it may be justified.
I think that's well.
Ooh.
Sure. I mean, dress codes are.
I like it.
Golfers. Yeah, you can come in. Look, and there was a story out about beers at the U.S. Open are actually reasonable.
Yeah, $10 for a beer at the U.S. Open.
That is not bad.
That's the key question.
It's a shot glass.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Shrinkflation. Shrinkflation.
Well, the PGA Championship just wrapped up about 3 weeks ago, and beers out there were $18 to $20.
Oh my God.
So yeah, $10 a beer in Boston. Come on.
We beer drinkers are so oppressed.
Yes, we are.
I'm sick of this.
All right, coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, we're going from Charlie Parker. He's got some relationship advice that actually came from the past. It's actually pretty funny. That's coming out at about 6:25.
But no one hates passwords more than I do.
All right, I think I'm gonna bang out
Uh-oh.
QC Kinetic spots.
Wait a minute. You want to bang out?
Yeah, no, not that.
You'll leave you alone in here?
Yeah,
There are
no,
cameras.
no. Thank you very much.
Password should be complex, made up of random letters and numbers and symbols. Ed,
Charity McCurdy coming up with the headlines. I wore my Be Kind Rewind t-shirt today. Blockbuster Video, and my San Antonio Commanders hat, both of which are defunct, although there is one Blockbuster Video still open, I believe, somewhere in Washington State. I saw the documentary, the last Blockbuster, pretty good. All right.
I believe home should be the safest place on earth for every family. That's why I use and recommend Simply Safe. Simply Safe is advanced whole home security that puts you, your home, and your family's safety first. Simply Safe offers comprehensive protection not only against intruders and burglaries, but against expensive hazards and fires. With 24/7.
Jesse, I am with you on hating Golden State, but I'm not a Yankees fan, as you know. I'm an Astros fan. Let's see if I'm gonna.
In order to get higher priority 911 dispatch. Monitoring plans are affordably priced at $1 a day with no long-term contract.
I'm gonna turn this camera
You can customize the perfect system
toward me because the microphone faces me. So you'll get a little bit better sound, but it is a little weird to have two of me on the screen. So maybe I'll add some Charity McCurdy because she's going to do the news here at the top of the hour.
2022 Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more are
There she is, Charity McCurdy. Louisa, I am with you. Go Celtics, and of course, Spurs connections on the Celtics.
You don't get to be the league's all-time leading rusher without feeling some pain.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith knows joint pain, and he also knows the old treatments aren't the only treatments. Today, there's a natural alternative to drugs and surgery. It's biologic therapies from QC Kinetics.
I'm talking regenerative solutions that encourage your body to heal and repair itself.
Do you have pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, lower back? Want to get your life back? The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help.
Call to learn more about this exciting natural way to deal with chronic joint pain.
Don't let it all. Call QC Kinetics. Restorative regenerative solutions with no downtime and lasting results.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Emmitt Smith sent you.
Emmitt Smith, everybody.
That's 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics. 571-0318. Are you ready for summer? Make sure you take your favorite radio station with you.
Robert Browning. Robert Browning from Japan, who has just climbed Mount Fuji just about a week ago. He climbed Mount Fuji, planted a Spurs flag. We have photographic and video evidence. Tracy Bogert. Yeah, that was pretty cool, Tracy, what the Astros pitchers did yesterday. We will listen into Charity McCurdy's headlines here.
I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Thursday, partly cloudy, a high near 100, tonight low in the mid-70s. Right now we are at 76 degrees under cloudy skies. 6:01 at News Radio 1200 An historic move the Federal Reserve increased interest rates by an aggressive 0.75 percentage point. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the central bank is ready to improve the economy.
We have both the tools we need and the resolve that it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families.
This increase is the highest the Fed has gone since 1994. I believe the move is needed to cool down
that mouthpiece chewing,
produce price increases of over
Louisa,
8% compared to last
I am
year.
with you.
Meanwhile, Americans are shifting on the economy and on firearms with more of a ceiling of financial pain of inflation and more of us open to gun laws.
47% of those polled say they're falling behind financially, and that is 4 points more than it was in March, and 20 points more than a year ago. Half of those polled blame the president and his policies for inflation. 32% blame Russian President Vladimir Putin, and 71% disapprove of President Biden's handling of inflation. When asked what should be looked at first to reduce gun violence, 44% said gun laws, 46% said mental health and other things. That is a big change from 2015, when respondents went with mental health over gun laws by 48 points. More than 80% of those polls said they supported raising the age limit to 21 in order to buy an assault rifle. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Texas Senator John Cornyn, who has been leading talks on gun legislation in Washington, says the talks have run into a couple of problems.
And I would say we've been making good progress, but we've run into a couple of bumps in the road that slow things down a little bit.
Cornyn says they're discussing federal funds for states that do not adopt red flag laws as part of the background check for buying a gun. Lawmakers are also debating funding for crisis intervention programs. Cornyn was chosen to lead the discussions in the Senate as lawmakers respond to the mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde. And the man accused of that deadly mass shooting in Buffalo will be arraigned today on federal charges.
Gendron faces 26 federal charges, including 10 counts each of committing a hate crime resulting in death and using a firearm to commit murder. Gendron is accused of killing 10 Black Buffalo residents at a neighborhood grocery store and live streaming part of that attack. U.S. Attorney General Garland met with grieving family members Wednesday, reportedly telling them that the charges are death penalty eligible, and if Gendron is found guilty, he will discuss that option further with the families. He said the 15 people who logged into Gendron's live stream chat room are also being investigated. Colonel Scott, Fox.
Journal.
An $85,000 budget
Colonel
is being
Scott.
approved to investigate the Robb Elementary mass shooting in Uvalde. Many questions still remain.
I may do
3 days after the shooting.
out of the gate here, Fauci and COVID and just where we are with COVID. Your point about people on airplanes lately, and
Yes. That'll work.
and I mean, have you had it?
No.
I am just amazed.
No.
So many people I know have had it. I am amazed that we have ducked it for this long.
My sister, who was one of the people that when it first came out, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
She ended up in the hospital on a ventilator.
Oh my God.
And yeah, for a week. And I remember calling her.
Thank God she made it, because when they go to a ventilator, that's usually
I called her and I said, "It ain't bullshit, is it?"
wow.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard so many of those stories like that of like people who believed that and then died. It's like, I'm not getting vaccinated. It's all bullshit.
My brother-in-law, my youngest older sister, her husband had a good friend who was, again, you're gonna tell me that the vaccine, it's like crap and all that. He died. Yeah.
Yeah. A good friend of my sister-in-law, a guy, and I knew him. They knew for years. His church the pastor told people not to get vaccinated. And he did not. He's dead. He freaking died. listening to his pastor.
I was told by my doctor that, with my underlying health conditions that I indeed need to go get vaccinated. So I always listen to my doctor.
Yeah.
And I just got my fourth shot Saturday.
I still need the booster. Yeah, I need booster number 2.
We were out running around. And,
Yeah.
We were right at a Walgreens. And I said,
Yeah, each of the first 3 have knocked. I have to do it on a weekend, like on a Friday. Have knocked me down for about 36 hours.
This one,
Yeah.
Because they didn't have Pfizer, and all they had was Moderna, and so they sent us to another Walgreens right down the road. We went there, and the same thing happened there. So I asked the pharmacist, man, flat out, you just try something. Don't worry about it. Well, that one hurt my arm. None of the other ones hurt my arm at all. This one, man, I could tell for 2 days that I had a shot. But other than that, I've never had a problem with it. But I've had so many damn vaccines, and I get them all. But yeah, so we went and did it finally. No, and I actually took a test when Charlie came in and got me sick for Mother's Day. I actually took a home test just to make sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't have it. So according to that test, I didn't have it. I've never gotten it. I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't know it.
Yeah.
That's another possibility.
That is possible. Wow, Robert Browning, my heart is heavy. I only have 7 days left in beautiful Japan. We will be heading to the state of your alma mater, California. You going to live in California, Robert? What city?
Start living a dream in Seguin. Seguin Chevrolet. Start living large in your new Chevy Tahoe or Suburban. Room for your family and friends. Pay over MSRP. Start living sporty in a new Chevy Corvette. In stock and ready to roll. Seguin Chevrolet, the small town dealer that beats the big city dealers. Start living the dream at Seguin. Seguin Chevrolet. Chevy, find new roads. Details at Seguin Chevrolet.
Hi, it's Drew Pearson from my friends at WellMed. As a Hall of Famer, I love it when the quarterback and receiver have a great connection. You can be part of a great connection too, connecting WellMed's high-quality healthcare with the highest-rated Medicare Advantage plan, helping you focus on staying healthy. Call 210-436-6005 or visit wellmedhealthcare.com/connect.
Drew Pearson is a paid spokesperson. Other plans are accepted. For full enrollment details, visit Medicare.gov.
And you got this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Connecticut in the Pack's house.
And Fauci with COVID.
Yes. We lost the water heater and we lost the dishwasher. We got smart. We got Connecticut now. We protect our clients and our hair is softer, skin is softer, the lather is much quicker and better. Plus, the food tastes better. The coffee tastes better. It really is a world of difference. Hard water can damage appliances. Protect your appliances. No water stains or buildup either. Be safe. Get a Connecticut. The last water softener you're ever. Trust the product and the great people that make the product. Doesn't use any electricity. Connecticut water softener doesn't any money to the energy bill. Their K5 drinking water system is what we use. You can help the environment by keeping money in your wallet and ditching bottled water for good. Call Connecticut right now for a free water analysis. Connecticut is so sure that you love your water. They will let you try it.
Stand by, Chris.
Woo!
656 Pure, 656 PURE, 656-7873, or go online, ConnecticutSA.com.
News Radio 1200 WOAI and iHeart radio station. Available
Very cool, Robert.
on our free iHeart Radio app, #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. We'll be talking about somebody who got COVID and the last guy we thought would get COVID, at least last guy I thought would get COVID. Don't forget Charlie Parker's commentary just minutes away as well. He will bring us relationship advice from the past. But first, let's get this party started with traffic and weather.
And on the northeast side, we have an accident working on I-35 southbound at Eisenhower. It's going to have the exit ramp in the right lane block, so expect delays. I'm Shauna Dance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, sunny skies, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. We got a pair of sevens at 77 right now.
Music submitted for your approval by Soundscape Stylist and soon-to-be married Jeremy Kolok. We talked yesterday with Jeremy. He met the family of the new girlfriend. Only dating about 2 months. Is Jeremy? That's pretty. Well, and Charity, is that early? Is that early for the young lady to say, "Come meet my parents"? 2 months in. But we do.
Okay.
And I see Jeremy reaching for the mic. It's only fair. We're talking about him. Yeah. It's only fair. He earns a rebuttal here. Jeremy, more than 24 hours out from meeting the family, the perhaps future in-laws. How's everything going with the relationship? Did anybody hear us talking about you on the radio yesterday? Very, very cool. Well, meanwhile, Charity, you've been reporting on it. The last guy I thought was going to get COVID because he knows more about it than anybody.
Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger does have it.
Yes.
Yes. Mick would be high on that list. Dr. Anthony Fauci, as you have been reporting, Charity. Charity, if Fauci has COVID, I'm a total freak. I won't open a door handle without like a paper towel in my hand. I disinfect constantly. Yes, I still wear masks in public. People give me the look. But if Fauci has COVID, I don't think there's any hope for the rest of us from avoiding this thing.
I have lost count. Yes, sir. You know someone that just got off an airplane with COVID? My neighbor's wife came back from Florida, got off an airplane with COVID. So that's what you said. Yes. I'm surprised he hasn't caught it before this, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I really am, because he's with a lot of people.
That is true.
It just seems to me that I'm surprised that it took this long. Yeah.
And so far, Charity, Tim, the three of us have avoided it so far, correct? All three of us?
Yes, I have. That's very possible. Well, I took a test when I got sick right around Mother's Day. It was a respiratory problem. It was a cold. It was just nasty, and I took a test, and it was negative.
Yeah. Bottom line, everybody keep being vigilant. Be careful. This thing's not over yet, and the numbers indicate it is. The numbers are rising again, so just be very, very careful. Charlie Parker's commentary is moments away. Charlie's going to tell us about some relationship advice from the past. I can't wait for this one. You're listening to San Antonio's First News on News Radio 1200 WOAI. Yeah, I didn't plan on doing it just came out because I thought to myself, when I reset at the top, I didn't mention him, and I thought I want to mention him.
I really want to ask him out. Walk in there and ask him later. Did you show up at that dinner in a white Elvis jumpsuit? Because, you know,
That would have been good.
it might have something to do with it, you know. Of course, you might have scored major points with her mom.
True. Steve Duraco, good morning.
Systems is the most weather resistant and watertight roof available. It's energy efficient and it's one of the best looking roofs out there. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems not only serves San Antonio.
So interesting that they believe that these two U.S. military vets that are missing in Ukraine were captured by the Russians. The Biden administration is aware of it. If they get those guys back from Russia before Britain,
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would not look good.
Check out our website at swmetalroofing.com. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. Do it once, do it for life.
The economy is headed directly for a disaster. The Fed can either raise rates to lower inflation and trigger a stock and housing market crash, or it can keep rates low and potentially cause inflation. That is why you must take action to secure your savings right now. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge
Okay, do we know what these guys were doing in Ukraine? Were they advisors? Were they?
Supposedly they went to go fight.
So they were mercenaries. Okay.
Yeah, that is all the reports. Vitaly Klitschko is going to receive the Arthur Ashe Courage Award at this year's ESPYs.
Nice. I don't know why.
His current job is mayor of the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv.
Wow. Okay, that's right. I forgot about. I heard those stories when this war broke out that he was ready to fight.
So do it now. Text secure.
That's kind of cool.
Action. Use your agency. Take action today.
Summer's here, and RV savings are through the roof. The 2022 model year-end closeout is underway at Crestview RV in Selma. Get low payments, low prices, and low rate financing on all remaining 2022s from Jacob, Montana, Open Range, Springdale, and many more. Like a new 25-foot Springdale travel trailer closeout price at only $27,900 or $248 a month, and a new 29-foot Shade Line travel trailer closeout price at $37,241 or $336 a month. Absolutely every 2022 motorhome, travel trailer, fifth wheel, and toy hauler has been marked down for this special event. So don't sit this one out. The 2022 model year-end closeout absolutely ends June 30th at Crestview RV in Selma, just a mile north of Retama Park on I-35, and open every day and online anytime at buyrv.net. Stock number 22917, MSRP 32612, stock number 22968, MSRP 42979, 10% down, 6.99% APR for 180 months, plus tax title license on credit, all units subject to prior sale.
Bloomberg Crypto is the new daily podcast from Bloomberg and iHeartRadio that tackles everything from Bitcoin to Bored Apes. Each weekday, Bloomberg reporters and experts from every corner of the industry discuss the latest in cryptocurrencies and explore how it impacts our lives, our politics, and our culture.
How many machines would I need to buy, not that I will, to kind of mine Bitcoin effectively?
Like tens of thousands of
Tens of
machines.
thousands, that's way more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Listen to Bloomberg Crypto on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. Well, the ESPY Awards air July 20th, and we now know that the winner of the Arthur Ashe Courage Award will be former boxing champion, Vitaly Klitschko. Now, it's not about his boxing career. It's about his current job. He's the mayor of the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv, where he and his brother Vladimir have fought alongside their countrymen during this Russian invasion. He says it was an award for everyone who defends independence and freedom in Ukraine.
You got to admire him. You know, he had a very good lifestyle, made a lot of money boxing, could have chosen an easier way to get through this war. But very, very early on, he said, I'm in, I'm fighting, I'm going to do whatever is necessary.
Well deserved. All right, Charity, what else is going on?
The House Committee will hold hearings beginning today on on the mass shooting in Uvalde. An $85,000 budget has been approved by Texas lawmakers to investigate the tragedy. The third public hearing of the January 6th House Committee will be held today with a focus on efforts by former President Trump to pressure Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the 2020 election results. As President Biden signed an executive order aimed at protecting LGBTQ youth, Alamo College's district police are investigating the vandalism of a pride flag on the campus of St. Philip's College. And after 5 months of work on San Antonio's redistricting map for council districts, City Council will vote on it this morning. We'll have the latest right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, the accident we had working on I-35 southbound at Eisenhower has been cleared. The exit ramp has been reopened. On the southeast side, we have a disabled 18-wheeler blocking the right shoulder of I-37 southbound at Hot Wells. And on the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of Route 410 eastbound at Ingram Road. I'm Shanahan's News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by TxDOT. Driving through oil and gas production areas can be challenging, so be extra cautious. Slow down, pay attention to road conditions, and remember, when passing, make sure there's plenty of room to get around. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
A mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. We're still at 77 degrees.
You could have someone else remodel your home, but then you'd have to live in it. Call KM Builders at 680-KMCO.
Coming right up, Charlie Parker's commentary is going to give us relationship advice from the past. It's actually kind of funny. Well, according to reports, 2 U.S. military veterans are missing in Ukraine, and their families believe they've been captured by Russian forces. Now, the State Department says the Biden administration has heard those reports and says it's aware of unconfirmed reports that 2 U.S. citizens were captured in Ukraine. Now, from what I understand, both men from Alabama haven't been heard from since June 8th, and I believe they went over there to take part in the skirmish, the war, what's going on over there. They went to go fight for Ukraine, and of course, the State Department has few details to provide, but they did stress in a statement that U.S. citizens should not travel to Ukraine due to the active armed conflict.
So we now add these 2 names to the list, along with Brittany Griner and others who are being held by Russia, who American diplomats now have to find a way to try to get these people home.
Maybe they can bring them all home together.
Would be nice.
That would be nice. We'll have more on that as more details come up. But right now, here's Charlie.
Pay close attention, women. You're going to hate this.
Uh-oh.
In case you need a reminder about how much relationships have changed over the last few decades, an excerpt from a book published in 1950 is here to help. It's a section of a home economics book on tips to look after your husband, and people, including me, are the guidelines for housewives in that. All the book instructs women, have dinner ready. Let your husband know you've been thinking about him and are concerned about his needs. Touch up your makeup. Put a ribbon in your hair. Be fresh looking. Clean up before the husband gets home from work so he will feel that he has reached a haven of rest and order. Clean up the kiddos so the mister will get to see them presented as the little treasures.
My God.
This includes eliminating the noise of household appliances and encourage the children to be quiet and not greeting him with problems or complaints. Have a drink and a comfortable place for him to sit when he gets home from a long day at the office. Don't forget to offer to take off his shoes and speak in a low, soft, soothing, and pleasant voice. The book reminds wives to let him talk first and to be engaging, as his day may need a lift. And don't forget the overall goal, which is to make your home a place of peace where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit. Now, when you finish picking yourself up off the floor from all of the laughter and you agree with any of these, you might consider a legal name change head down to the county courthouse and change your name to June Cleaver. I'm Charlie Parker.
Very good. That was one of the better ones. I give that one a thumbs up.
Damn long.
Yeah.
Gotta watch those links, man. He knows better. He's killing it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bang out some spots. Woo! Woo!
Buffalo Shooter. Buffalo Shooter.
Just make one
Oh,
I know. See, it was in the other hand.
Change the look and feel of your bathroom without the hassle and mess of a traditional remodeling project. Safe Showers will completely remove your old tub that you're probably never using, right down to the studs. You would choose options for your new shower. Things like natural stone styled wall panels, glass doors and designer fixtures, shower seats, shelving. Safe Showers also features a low step-up entry, slip-resistant floor, and grab bars if you need them. Not only is it beautiful, it's safe as well. Great for those of us who are trying to reduce places around the home that slip and fall. Save even more right now during Safe Showers Bath Makeover event. Get half off installation of a new walk-in shower bathtub. Ask about interest-free financing. Senior, military, first responders discounts are available. Set up your free in-home design consultation today. 210-655-1111 or go to safeshowers.com.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Let me remind you about Lifestyles Unlimited. Real estate is still going. It's an essential business, and members are still purchasing rentals. People need a place to live. That's why it's essential. And Lifestyles Unlimited is supporting their members, providing up-to-the-minute education on how to navigate these uncharted waters and how to get financial freedom. The fact is, financialfreedomlivestream.com is your first stop. You should take advantage of it right now and save a bunch of money by using my code PAGS. It's a membership that's usually over $700. It's $297 right now. It's a complete map to retirement in 5 years or less. They take you step by step, A to Z, through how to be successful in investing in both single family and multifamily properties. It's a complete course, not a teaser seminar. They're back in person now too, by the way. Again, regularly $740 is now $297 when you use my promo code PAGS, P-A-G-S. Go to financialfreedomlivestream.com. financialfreedomlivestream.com. Use my promo code PAGS. Save that money right now. Save that money right now.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for pool parties and beach vacations. To look your best, get RM3 for Red Mountain weight loss. RM3 reshapes your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. This patented medication is available only by prescription and only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose weight and look great in time for summer with RM3 for Red Mountain Weight Loss. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Proud to be local, proud to be your plan. Community First Health Plans.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Federal Reserve makes a big move to corral runaway inflation. Good Thursday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center,
On the northeast side, the accident being working on I-35 southbound at Eisenhower has been cleared. The exit ramp has been reopened. On the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder of Loop 410 eastbound at Ingham Road. And on the southeast side of town, we have a disabled 18-wheeler blocking the right shoulder of I-37 southbound at Hot Wells. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
I'm Ronnie Suarez of Integrity Roofing. Reputation, value, and experience are key when selecting a contractor. Integrity Roofing are insurance claims specialists, so call us today at 340-ROOF or visit us online at integritysa.com.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Thursday: partly cloudy skies, a high near 100. Tonight's low in the mid-70s. Right now we're at 76 degrees under cloudy skies. 6:31 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Well, the Fed is getting aggressive in its quest to combat inflation. Fox's Hillary Barsky reports.
Fed officials intensifying their attempt to tame hot inflation and raising interest rates to 0.75 percentage point for the first time since 1994, and signaling more large rate increases will come. Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
We're strongly committed to bringing inflation back down, and we're moving expeditiously to do so. We have both the tools we need and the resolve that it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses.
The move will increase many consumer and business loans to a range of 1.5% and 1.75%. Borrowing costs have already risen sharply, with the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage topping 6%, while the 2-year Treasury note, a benchmark for corporate borrowing, jumped over 3% to its highest level since 2007.
Texas Senator John Cornyn says talks over a gun safety measure in Washington have hit a snag. He says lawmakers are divided over funding for states that do not adopt red flag laws as part of their gun background checks.
19 states have red flag laws, but that means 31 states have other crisis intervention initiatives that are designed to address the same problem, which is people who are a danger to themselves and others because of their mental health.
Those red flag laws have been in the spotlight since mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde. Cornyn says he hopes lawmakers can resolve their differences in time to publish a bill this week. Meantime, a Texas House committee will hold hearings beginning today on the mass shooting in Uvalde. An $85,000 budget has been approved by Texas lawmakers to investigate what led to the shooting and the police response. As calls for more school security ramp up, the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement says 309 school districts in the state have their own police departments.
More than half of the 192 law enforcement agencies that have been created in Texas since 2017 are school police departments. The commission says 32 of them were created in 2018 following the shooting at Santa Fe High School near Houston in May of that year. Local and state elected officials are calling for more police to secure schools since last month's deadly shooting in an elementary school in Uvalde. Jacqueline Scott, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Well, the third public hearing of the January 6th House Committee will be held today. Committee Vice Chair Liz Cheney tweeted yesterday that the hearing will focus on efforts by former President Trump to pressure Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the 2020 election results. The public hearing will begin at noon. Meantime, the committee might have questions for the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. The Washington Post says the committee has obtained email correspondence between Virginia Thomas and Trump lawyer John Eastman, who reportedly played a role in trying to get VP Mike Pence to block Joe Biden's victory. The report claims Thomas's efforts to overturn the election were more extensive than previously known. It claims House committee members are discussing whether to explore Thomas's role in their public hearings. Meantime, one of former President Trump's top advisors is headed to court.
Steve Bannon will face trial for contempt of Congress after refusing to comply with a subpoena from the January 6th committee. A motions hearing was held Wednesday in D.C. federal court. Judge Carl Nichols, a Trump judicial appointee, ordered that upcoming July trial to proceed as scheduled.
Well, this week's congressional election of a Republican and deeply Democratic South Texas has some predicting a red wave this November.
Even Elon Musk, who voted for the first time as a Texan, is predicting that the GOP will gain seats in Congress. Rice University political analyst Mark Jones says this week's election, flipping a deeply Democratic district, should give Republicans hope.
While this doesn't mean that South Texas is turning Republican, it does highlight inroads Republicans are making in South Texas.
He says it was a small election with only 7% turnout, and the district's boundaries are being redrawn, making it harder for the GOP to hang on to this seat. Margo Moreno, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The San Antonio City Council will vote today on a new map of the city's 10 council districts based on data from the 2020 census. For the first time, the council delegated the redistricting job to an advisory committee of 23 council appointees. After 5 months of work on the map, the committee's final draft goes before the council for a vote this morning. The boundaries of every council district will change, except districts 2 and 3, in order to smooth out the total deviation in population between the biggest and smallest districts. Well, President Biden is sending more security assistance to Ukraine.
The United States will provide an additional $1 billion security assistance package for Ukraine.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced the additional funding while speaking alongside Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley. A statement from Biden said it includes additional artillery and defense weapons, ammunition, and some advanced rocket systems. Biden said he talked with Ukrainian President Zelensky and pledged ongoing support from the U.S. and NATO allies. He also announced an additional $225 million in humanitarian assistance for people in Ukraine. 2 U.S. military veterans are missing in Ukraine. Their families say they fear they've been captured by Russian forces as the war there drags on, but nothing has been confirmed. The State Department says the Biden administration is aware of unconfirmed reports of 2 U.S. citizens captured in Ukraine. Both men are from Alabama and have not been heard from since June 8th. Well, extreme drought has caused fireworks restrictions in Comal County.
In a special meeting Tuesday, county commissioners banned the sale of many popular aerial fireworks ahead of the July 4th holiday because of the extremely dry conditions. The order takes effect June 24th, the same day fireworks sales begin. It prohibits the sale, detonation, ignition, or any other use of fireworks classified as skyrockets with sticks or missiles with fins.
Yes.
In any unincorporated
Yes, and it counts.
sale and use of fireworks without a permit.
See, I learned a little something about our young man in there, Jeremy.
All right.
They just walked in. I said, all right, man. White jumpsuit or black leather outfit? Oh, black leather. Hands down. Oh, okay. And his favorite movie? Love Me Tender.
Love Me Tender. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm more of a clam bake guy.
I got to go Viva Las Vegas. Just Anne Margaret.
In the white,
Yeah. I did teleprompter for Anne Margaret once in her home. There was a PSA. Her husband had some kind of a disease, so it was for that disease. She was the nicest. Well, and what got me was, and this was maybe 1985. Her eyes were just. She was just. She was so gorgeous, and her eyes were just mesmerizing. She was gorgeous, and yeah, and she was just. She treated us like guests in her. Yeah, I was the teleprompter guy. I was running teleprompter, and she treated us like guests.
Treated you like when Anne Margaret showed up on the Flintstones. How nice she was.
I don't remember Anne Margaret.
Yeah,
that's funny.
She was in town and she was hiding out, and she ended up being a babysitter for Pebbles.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Gonna have to go YouTube that episode.
When she was singing the Pebbles, it was just.
That's great.
Yeah. Big Flintstones. So much so, my first miniature doctor, who was red, his name was Wilma, just so I could stand at the door and yell, Wilma!
That's great. Good morning, Racing. Racing from Hawaii says hello, aloha, Mr. T, Chris Charity,
Aloha.
and WOAI.
Why are you up right now?
Beth, my wife Beth is in here. Good morning, Beth. Woo!
So be on your best behavior, Chris.
Darren wants to know who won the gasoline bet. Charity.
Charity, hands down, because me and you are both out.
Yeah.
That'll come up a little bit later. Yeah, and actually we might all lose, which means we all actually win.
See how that works out? We all lose, yet we all win.
You want us all to lose.
Yes. It's like the Golden State Warriors. I want them all to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Just like it.
We're like the Warriors. I'll start chewing on a mouthpiece in the morning.
There you go. Yeah, I hate that.
It drives me crazy. I want to slap him.
Oh, there you go. Welcome into a Friday Eve edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Coming up, those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. A look at this day in history. And the man accused of fatally shooting 10 black people in a Buffalo grocery store is now going to face federal hate crime charges. Yesterday, the Justice Department announced 26 federal counts against the 18-year-old shooter. The criminal complaint says his motivation was to prevent black people from replacing white people and eliminating the white race.
And of course, this crime could ultimately qualify for the death penalty. And my God, I mean, if I know that for some people the death penalty is controversial, but such a cold-blooded, god-awful mass murder, I don't think taxpayers should be paying to house and feed a guy like this for the rest of his life.
And I don't think there's any rehabilitation.
No.
And do you think that it's sending a message that the Justice Department adding hate crimes to these charges? Does it send a message that you're not going to be able to do stuff like this and not face federal hate crime charges?
Well, and again, clearly it was a hate crime. Yeah. Clearly it was a racist crime. A race was targeted. But if you're that deranged, if you're that out of your mind, if you're that lost, is that going to matter to you? And might that even be a badge of honor to a racist mass murderer to say, hell yes, it's a hate crime, and here I go.
Yeah. You remember this happened when he drove something like 200 miles from his hometown to Buffalo, so definitely the premeditation is there. He planned it out. He did some scouting ahead of time and some recon to see, just what it was like around there. So it was obviously premeditated, and there's no question it was a hate crime. No question.
Absolutely agree. God. And then you mentioned the premeditated, looked at census data. This is how he looked at census data to find the zip code with what he believed to be the highest concentration of African Americans that he could go kill. God awful and sick. And I'll be very interested to see what the punishment ultimately is for this horrible crime. Sorry. Yeah. No.
I agree. I don't think you carry apologies in this situation. And once again, we will keep you up to date on when and all the charges, when he goes to court, when the actual trial starts. We'll have it all for you right here on San Antonio's First News. Up next, it is Those Were the Days, and it is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Hi, it's Mr. T. The weather's changing. You want to get out and do more, but a good day starts the night before, and the best way to have a good day is to get quality sleep.
Racing says the victims' loved ones should decide what the justice will be. And
see, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
And apparently Merrick Garland met with them, and apparently that's he wants to hear from them.
It should. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I would be for they get the if they want it, they get the opportunity to participate in if it's the death penalty, pull the switch, fire the bullets, whatever you want to do.
However you want to do it. Exactly. Who the hell is Tom Wilson?
Tom Wilson was Biff.
That's Biff, right?
Yeah, I opened for Tom Wilson multiple times
This comes from his collection. His personal collection, his videotape.
Oh, so it was Biff's VHS that sold. Wow.
Back to the Future star, Tom
Yeah.
Wilson.
See, as on the comedy stage, he's known as Cowboy Tom
That's
Wilson.
why, okay.
He's a great guy, and he does go into some Biff in his comedy act, obviously.
Well, he should.
But yeah,
Because when you look at him, what do you see? Biff.
you see Biff.
I don't see Cowboy Tom. I see
Right.
Biff.
Yep.
Do you have a smart coffee maker?
I do not.
Good, because China is allegedly spying on you through your smart coffee.
Bastards. Chinese are spying. Well, and apparently that's what TikTok is. TikTok is
It's all Chinese. Yeah,
to,
they're
to
all
get
spying.
all of your data from
Yeah.
your phone while you're watching
And we
TikTok
just go ahead
videos.
and voluntarily
Yeah.
give it to them.
Here you go, China. Everything I have.
And remember that California gas station where they put the decimal place and sold gas for 69 cents a gallon for about 3 hours?
No, I didn't see
Manager
that.
Oh, you weren't here Monday.
Yeah.
Manager finally got fired.
Wow.
Yeah. Put the decimal point in the wrong place, and it ultimately cost the gas station about $20,000 in a matter of a couple hours.
Wow.
Because people were going in and filling up for $14. It was supposed to be $6.99 and it was 69 cents.
My goodness.
Yes. And are you a beer snob? Do you have a particular beer that you drink?
I'm not a beer snob. I mean, you'll be very, and again, I try to lower the carbs. I drink Michelob Ultra typically. I know you're not a fan, but no, I'm not.
There's something missing.
Yeah.
It's the carb.
It's the carbs. And in the case of 8 beer, it's the taste. It's, I guess for Ultra. I like, yeah. Yeah, as a Cowboy fan,
Yeah.
we have to try it.
Yeah. Because according to a new study, men should drink lager beer because it's better for your gut.
See?
It will improve your gut health if you drink one a day.
Okay.
It'll
What
improve your
if
gut
I
health.
drink 8 a day?
Well, see, what I do is I just save them up until the weekend and then drink them all at one
Yes.
time. Because,
You give your gut a workout.
Well, one beer just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I can't stop at one.
No.
Bet you can't drink just one.
No. It's not
See,
happening.
some beer company should have stolen that Lay's potato chip slogan. Bet you can't drink just one. Well, let me try that.
Yeah.
Give me one of those beers.
I can drink one if it's not this tall.
Yeah.
Then I'll limit myself to one. But other than that,
Yeah.
no.
I one keg I could limit myself to.
Have you tried the Yingling?
I have tried the Yingling.
You like it?
Nice. I like it.
It's decent.
Not life altering. I'm not
No,
gonna
like
become a
it.
Yingling guy.
Here's how it works for me. It just depends on what I feel like. I'll walk into the store. I'm never a guy that buys the same kind every
Yeah.
time. It's always something different. Summertime, I tend to lean towards Mexican beers.
Yeah.
For some reason. So I do a lot of the, Modelo,
Yeah. Yeah, I like because we in Cancun at the resort they would give you Tecate or Tecate Light with a lime in it. So sometimes I'll just do because it like takes me back to it's like I'm in Mexico again.
I like Tecate. I'm a fan of Tecate. Modelo, I'm a big fan of. I like the Negro.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like a Kinky Friedman once bought me a Guinness.
Yeah.
We had it's
an acquired taste.
it's like a milkshake. It's so thick. It's so thick.
I'm just not a fan.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
I like it. I wouldn't drink it
I
regularly.
have friends that are, they'll give you a drink Guinness. I'm like, fuck, if I want to eat a beer.
If I want to eat a beer.
Can I get a spoon with that?
Documentary in 1969 called Monterey Pop. Save yourself the time and just listen to an album. Documentary was horrible. 1970.
Tell us how you really feel. Bum, 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 bum.
The film adaptation of Grease, success on the Broadway stage, opened in the United States. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John,
Olivia
of course.
Newton-John.
I love Olivia.
Yes.
106 miles to Chicago.
And that was a great one.
Yeah. Yes, it was. That's one of those I can watch anytime it's on.
Yeah.
The Blues Brothers opened in Chicago, Illinois, starring John Belushi and
Mission from
Dan
God.
Aykroyd. On this day in 2002,
We got both kinds of music, country and western.
Nicholas, 50 years earlier, to capture the
I love that movie, man.
It's so good.
Aretha.
Mhm.
So good.
It's a great moment. Yeah, that whole number. And Blue Lou on the saxophone.
Yeah.
He's in James Taylor's band every time.
Yeah.
Blue Lou Marini playing the sax. In fact, just saw him in Houston in October.
Yeah, that's
Saw
right.
James Taylor and Jackson Brown, and he was again in James Taylor's band.
reminds me of Coors Light.
He is turning 80. Born on this day in 1951, Roberto Nomas Duran.
Manos de Piedras.
WBC lightweight, WBC welterweight, WBA light middleweight, WBC middleweight, WBA junior middleweight. Record 101-13 of those 101 wins, 69 by knockout. Three-time Emmy Award-winning actress for Roseanne. Actress Laurie Metcalf today is 67. And last, Phil Mickelson, who I think
Wow,
is
it's his
back playing
birthday.
golf once again. Phil Mickelson today is...
We may learn more details about the Uvalde tragedy as a Texas House committee will begin hearing the investigation.
Grayson says, hello, Charlie Parker. God, I love WOAI. That's what we want to hear. God, I love WOAI.
Checks. In a historic move to tackle inflation, the Federal Reserve announced it's increasing interest rates by of 0.75 percentage point.
Hey, at 7:10, let's push some more Father's Day photos.
Okay.
Reopened Abbott plant to pause baby formula production once again. We'll bring you the latest coming up right now. Traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of Loop 410 eastbound at Ingram Road. On the southeast,
Hurricane Walter, Pastor Creta coming up
Oh, great.
later in the year.
Great. It'll
Be highly annoying.
Totally unorganized and highly annoying.
Well, it wasn't a deadly hurricane, but it was highly annoying.
And just so disorganized.
Right.
I can never forget when he knocked himself out.
He knocked himself out.
When we used to do the show, me and him and Don on the ticket, and he used to do it from the TV station. Walter was notorious for waiting until the last second to leave. And he leaves the control room, and he's running that corner where you go around the corner, you go down the stairs at the old building. For some reason, he was head first and right into it, and he went down. I could not stop laughing. Wow. Hilarious. Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101, 77 right now. Coming up, the Kim Commando Digital Life Hack. 7 o'clock hour, Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka Podcast joins us, and our San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill. A preview of the congressional hearings on the events of January 6th. That's coming up at 7:40. We were talking video cassettes, VHS tapes. I believe it was either last week or earlier this week. A VHS copy of Back to the Future, the first movie, was just sold for $75,000.
Whoa!
Now, this one is a little bit different. It's a Heritage Auction said the 1986 VHS tape came from the collection of Back to the Future star Tom Wilson, who was Biff. And it fetched a high bid because it was still in its original shrink wrap, rated near mint by experts. It is believed to be the highest sum ever paid for a VHS tape.
Amazing. Little known fact, I opened for Biff a number of times in the comedy realm here at River Center Comedy Club, at the Tulsa Comedy Club. Tom Wilson, known as Cowboy Tom Wilson, on stage. A very nice guy. Very un-Biff-like. He was the anti-Biff in person. Very gregarious and kind.
So I've got a whole bunch of old VHS tapes. I wonder if they're worth anything.
Auction the Tim Merryman collection.
There we go.
At auction.
Well, they're not wrapped, but they're in the original package.
Any of them?
Disney ones, the Disney ones, they have those really nice packages, and then they're all just sitting in a drawer.
From your bachelor days, any adult video VHS in your collection?
Those are all on DVD.
Betamax. Yes.
Right. There's so many things I could say that you just walked me right into. So let's just get to Kim Commando.
Very good.
It was the Master Beta.
Nice. The Master Betamax.
I really wanted to say it so bad.
That was funny.
Damn, I wanted to say that so bad. Yeah, it was the Master Beta.
Funny. All right, I'm back to recording spots. And this time I'm using my napkin on the door handle. Thank you. I was ready.
I'm wearing a condom.
And almost 10,000 destinations.
I found a really nice 50-foot yacht for $400 an hour in San Diego and a 22-foot fishing boat in Galveston for $50 an hour. For swimming pool hourly and party rentals, use Swimply.com. In San Antonio, a gorgeous large for up to 20 guests is $45 an hour, and an indoor pool in Chicago runs $60. So if you have a boat or a pool, you just might be sitting on a gold mine with GetMyBoat.com and Swimply.com. And you can get more tech smarts with my daily podcast, Kim Commando Today. School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. QuickBooks manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite, close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increased their visibility and control since graduating from QuickBooks to NetSuite. That's why NetSuite is my top pick for businesses looking to take their financial management to the next level. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program, so graduating has never been easier. Head to netsuite.com/Kim right now. netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim.
What makes me proud? Our mix of traditions and our sense of togetherness, celebrating our cultures, eating brisket and tamales.
For me, it's all about how we always put others first, like our healthcare workers that make up our community.
I am proud to be local, and I am proud to be a part of Community First, a local nonprofit health plan option that is made of people like me, that knows and understands the needs of our community. Community First Health Plans, proud to be local, proud to be your plan.
Adventure is calling your name. Come to How We Roll Motorsports to answer. How We Roll Motorsports has everything you need to make your next outdoor adventure perfect. Off-road UTVs, ATVs, and go-karts. Let their friendly and knowledgeable staff help you select the right equipment for your next outdoor adventure. When you want the best, you want How We Roll Motorsports. How We Roll operates 3 convenient San Antonio area locations to serve you. Visit HowWeRollMotorsports.com today and get exactly what you need. That's HowWeRollMotorsports.com. How We Roll Motorsports. We leave the road behind.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
For more information about contests on this station, go to WOAI.com/rules.
Finding stylish and affordable new vehicles is easy. You just need to see World Car Kia. 2022 Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more are at World Car Kia. Trade now. You'll get all the money for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Kia. World Car Kia.
Dury's Guns will buy your collection, large or small. Go to Dury'sGuns.com.
From the Connecticut Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Fed takes aggressive action to tackle inflation. Good Thursday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center,
On the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of Loop 410 eastbound at Ingram Road. On the southeast side, we have a disabled 18-wheeler on the right shoulder of I-37 southbound at Hot Wells. And on the far northeast side, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-35 southbound at Schwab Road. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Thursday, partly cloudy, a high near 100. Tonight's low in the mid-70s. Right now, mainly cloudy, 76 degrees. 7 o'clock at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Well, the Federal Reserve announced yesterday a dramatic step to fight inflation, and Fox's Madeline Rivera reports they may not be done yet.
The rate increase, the Fed's biggest move since 1994, is yet another sign that it is struggling to bring down costs. Still stubbornly high, up 8.6% compared to last year.
We're determined to do what we can to get inflation back down.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says the central bank could raise interest rates by another 0.75 percentage point in July as it tries to tamp down demand.
Republican Congressman Kevin Brady slammed the Fed for not acting sooner, saying they've been in denial about inflation. An $85,000 budget is being approved to investigate the deadly Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde. Many questions still remain as just 3 days after Governor Abbott said he was misled about accounts of the incident. The multitude of issues surrounding the massacre are now being investigated by the Texas Rangers, the Uvalde County DA's office, the Department of Justice, and the Texas House Investigative Committee on the Robb Elementary shooting. The Texas House Committee is expected to hold hearings on the matter today and tomorrow. Meantime, Senator John Cornyn says talks on a gun safety bill in Washington have reached a sticking point. Stephen Pickering reports.
Cornyn has been leading the bipartisan discussions in the Senate since the mass shootings in Uvalde and Buffalo. He says they're stuck on funding for states that don't adopt red flag laws as part of the background process for buying a gun.
The other issue that we are wrestling with relates to the domestic violence provision and the way non-traditional relationships are handled.
He says his goal is still to write a bill that will gain support of 60 members of the U.S. Senate, and he hopes to be able to have the bill drafted this week.
The Texas Commission on Law Enforcement says 309 school districts in the state have their own police departments. More than half of the 192 law enforcement agencies that have been created in Texas since 2017 are school police departments. The commission says 32 of them were created in 2018 following the shooting at Santa Fe High School near Houston in May of that year. Local and state elected officials are calling for more police to secure schools since the Uvalde shooting. Well, the suspect in the recent Buffalo mass shooting is facing over 24 charges. Federal prosecutors filed hate crime charges against Peyton Gendron, who allegedly killed 10 people at a supermarket last month. He's facing 26 counts, including firearms offenses, which includes the potential of the death penalty. The 18-year-old shot 13 people at a supermarket in Western New York, 11 of whom were black. Well, President Biden signed an executive order yesterday meant to counter recent laws passed in Republican-led states that target the LGBTQ community. Several measures in the order are aimed at conversion therapy, which remains legal in 30 states, including Texas. The president is directing DHS to explore guidance that clarifies conversion therapy cannot be offered by federally funded programs and begin an initiative to reduce youth exposure. Biden also blasted the investigations into families of trans minors in Texas while discussing the order, which calls for expanded access to gender-affirming care. Alamo College's district police, meantime, are investigating the vandalism of a pride flag on the campus of St. Philip's College. Yesterday, students and staff found the flag torn to shreds and rainbow-lettered diversity yard signs cut in half. The flag and signs have been replaced at a cost of almost $600. Police are looking at security camera footage from the area. Well, the House panel investigating the January 6th riot is focusing on former Vice President Mike Pence in a hearing this afternoon.
In the third public hearing this month, the Select Committee investigating the Capitol riot intends to make the case former President Trump pressured his vice president to reject electors on January 6th. Previous hearings have mixed live testimony with recorded depositions from former administration and campaign staff. The committee says 2 witnesses are appearing this afternoon. Greg Jacob, a former counsel to Vice President Pence, and retired federal judge Michael Luding, who advised Pence about the vice president's role in certifying the Electoral College. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The baby formula plant at the center of the nation's formula shortage has shut down again. Flooding caused by heavy rains in southern Michigan forced the Abbott plant to pause production yesterday. The company said the storms overwhelmed the city's stormwater system. Abbott said in a release that testing to make sure the plant can resume operations will likely delay production and distribution of new product for a few weeks. The plant went back online less than 2 weeks ago after shutting down earlier this year over possible contamination of formula produced there. Abbott is the country's biggest formula producer. Well, the Honey Grove Police Department northeast of Dallas has issued an Amber Alert for a missing 13-year-old girl last seen on Tuesday. Authorities are looking for 13-year-old Keona Braxton, who was last seen just after 1:30 Tuesday afternoon on Elm Street near Honey Grove High School. Braxton is described as 4 feet 11 inches with black hair, brown eyes. She was last seen wearing blondish brown braids, orange and white cheerleading outfit, and blue, orange, red.
Remember, we're doing Father's Day stuff here.
Okay.
That way we get some people already sending them in. And I have a good picture of me and my dad. I will.
Oh, great. Yeah, we should each.
Because I have one of before he died when he was still kind of healthy.
Very cool.
On a Thanksgiving, just me and him.
Yeah.
And I have it.
Very nice. Yeah, if we can each have one, we'll put those out there. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Good idea. Amber, welcome in. Amber, aka Foam Foot 420.
He says it was a small election with only 7% turnout, and the district's boundaries are being redrawn, making it harder for the GOP to hang on to this seat. Margot Moreno.
And then we have this on. You'll see this on your Pelka thing.
Yeah.
A list of things that have gone up in the last year and how much they've gone up. We might tackle that in the 8 o'clock hour.
Okay.
The state attorney general's office has been trying
The last time you bought a suit.
Oh my God.
Right? They went up
Long time ago.
1987 Restoration Act gives Texas the authority to regulate tribal gaming. The High Court's 5-4 decision overturns an earlier ruling against the tribes from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Well, the Golden State Warriors are 1 win away from capturing their 4th.
Boo! Don't do it.
Boo!
Celtics Monday night with a 104-94 victory in San Francisco. Game 6 takes place tonight in Boston, and a Game 7, if necessary, would take place
Let's just
Sunday
go ahead and
night
say
in
Game
San Francisco.
Game
It is
7 will be Sunday.
7:07. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeart Radio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. A check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
Hi, I'm Anthony Anderson, actor and someone living with type 2 diabetes. I'm working with Novo Nordisk to keep it real about some risks. With type 2 diabetes, you have up to 4 times greater risk of stroke, heart attack, or cardiovascular death. Even at your A1C goal, you're still at risk. Ignoring these risks could put you in the hospital, or maybe even worse. But it's not too late. Talk to your healthcare provider and learn about the risks at getrealaboutdiabetes.com.
Summer's here, and RV savings are turning up. The 2022 model year-end closeout is underway at Crestview RV in Selma. Get low payments, low prices, and low rate financing on all remaining 2022s from Jacob, Montana, Open Clean, Springdale, and many more. Like a new 25-foot Springdale travel trailer, closeout price at only $27,900 or $248 a month. And a new 29-foot Shapewide travel trailer, closeout price at $37,241 or $336 a month. Absolutely every 2022 motorhome, travel trailer, fifth wheel, and toy hauler has been marked down for this special event, so don't sit this one out. The 2022 model year-end closeout absolutely ends June 30th at Crestview RV in Selma, just a mile north of Retama Park on I-35, and open every day and online anytime at buyrv.net. Stock number 22917, MSRP 33612, stock number 22968, MSRP 42979, 10% down, 6.99% APR for 180 months, plus tax title and license on approved credit. All units subject to prior sale.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the largest timeshare company in federal court, and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide
absolutely free.
800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900.
Use Radio 1200 WOAI, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
Welcome into a Friday Eve edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel, will be joined by Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast in about 10 minutes. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. 1/2 hour, San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill, a preview of congressional hearings on the events of January 6th. Right now, let's get traffic and weather.
On the southeast side, the disabled 18-wheeler working on I-37 southbound at Hot Wells has been cleared. Also on the far northeast side, the disabled vehicle working on I-35 southbound at Schwab Road has also been cleared. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. That number is 210-785-2601. That's John and Ann's News Radio 1200.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. 77.
San Antonio's First News with Charlie Clark.
Coming up Sunday is Father's Day. Tomorrow on the program, we were going to get your input. And I guess we're going to go with dadisms and some advice that your dad gave you, and just send out a happy Father's Day to your dad. We'll do that on the talkback, but we also want to see a picture of you and your dad.
Yes. And we want to see it, and we want to repost it. And so tweet it to us. The easiest way, if you just tweet it at 1200 WOAI, that way we can comment and repost it. But if you want to send it to Tim, or you want to send it to Charity, or you want to send it to me, that's another way you can do it. However, you can get the photo to us and tell us something about your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It had to go actually to the film store and turn it in and wait for it to get developed. Yeah. Yes.
Well, and so Charity, we want a charity photo with your dad. If you can provide one, want to get one from Jeremy Kolok, and Tim, you and I will as well.
I actually have one that I took a really good picture of me and my dad, and actually had framed a copy of it and gave it to my mom for Christmas one year. It was at Thanksgiving, and this was before the Parkinson's hit him real bad. So this was the dad that I wanted to remember all along, and there's a good picture of me and him.
Very, very cool.
That's a good one. Oh yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah,
Really
and I lost my dad. Passed away when he and I were very young. I was 4 when I lost my dad. But I have a photo. I'm a toddler. I'm maybe 2 years old.
Still had the beard though.
So I still had the beard as a toddler. Yeah, and I was drinking beer at the time. And but we're like in Arizona. You see like some of the mountains in the background. He's holding me up. It's a cool photo I've had all my life of him.
Very cool. And we'll, want some dadisms or dad jokes. We'll even take those as
yes.
well. And look, me and my dad, I was the only son. So, of course, my sisters will tell you that made him, very partial to me. But when I got in my teenage years, say 16 years old, there wasn't much that we could do together without getting in arguments. And no, seriously, it was just, I was a real, headstrong kid.
Imagine that.
Thought I knew everything. And my brother-in-law, my youngest older sister's husband, introduced us to the game of golf. And here's what I found out about my dad. He was not my dad when we were on the golf course. He was a guy I played golf with. And he turned into a completely different person.
Wow.
And would sit there. We were waiting for, the tee box to open up. He would tell me jokes. We got along so well. So it made me love the game of golf just to go out with my dad and not be that father-son going at each other kind of thing. And we were just buddies playing golf.
Very cool.
And we did that up until he got really, when he had Parkinson's disease, we should go out and play. And it used to make me mad because he didn't hit the ball as far as he used to, but he would hit it straight every time. And he would aim kind of to the left. I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, it's close to the cart path. I don't want to have to walk too far. And I'm going, okay, that's just not right. When you can hit the ball exactly where you want it to. And the best advice he ever gave me on the golf course was just keep the ball in front of you. And that's it. That's kind of the key to the game.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take those tomorrow and we'll share them. You can actually send them in today. Just, use the talkback feature, pick up the mic, talk to us, share what you want about your dad, and we'll put them together and we'll start sharing with you tomorrow.
Slick Willie or son Johnny come lately.
Very nice.
Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your
Mm.
American Standard Heating and Air
Apelka.
Mike Apelka from the Bureau Apelka Podcast.
Solving America's problems.
That's right. One segment at a
Yes. Yesterday he solved the tampon problem.
Yeah. I guess. I'm still looking.
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, I'm still looking for the male restroom with. Come on. Although they do come in handy because sometimes we get nosebleeds.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
My sister, my middle sister, the one that I'm closest to, the pickle lady. Which, by the way, if you like pickles, she makes the best pickles.
Woo!
She used to think it was cool to send me to the store to get her tampons, because I walked through the killers. And never had a problem with it because I didn't know you were supposed to be embarrassed about that. And when I got older, one of my girlfriends wanted me to go get some for her. So I went and I'm standing up at the counter and the lady looks at me and goes, I get nosebleeds real bad. And the look on her face was priceless. She didn't know whether to believe me or not. But I'm like, what's the big deal? You need them, I'll get them.
Yeah.
No problem. Now I couldn't do it because there's so many different kinds. Usually
Yes.
You had, one kind. That was it.
Call today at 210-967-9803. They'll keep the power on for you.
We're in the most active season of the year right now, and hip pain, knee pain, back pain,
Sucks the
shoulder
life
pain,
right out of it.
sucks the fun right out of living. I'm trying
There's
to
nothing
partner with
worse than sucking the
fantastic
fun
news.
right out of it.
Yeah.
Kinetics is helping people get the fun.
But if you're gonna suck the fun.
Right out of it.
Yep.
Regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors with healing properties
Oh,
from
God
your
help us
body
all.
and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by local medical professionals. This exciting in-office non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And people's satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics to learn more about regenerative medicine. Free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
Now's the time to get a great deal on Kubota construction equipment featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. The Kubota construction lineup shows up ready to work every day. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 48 months. Now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Finding stylish and affordable new vehicles is easy. You just need to see World Car Kia. 2022 Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more are at World Car Kia. Trade now. You'll get all the money for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores.
No, John, I am picking the Celtics.
World Car Kia.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together, then our daily visit with Mike Apelka from the Pure Apelka Podcast. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. Tonight, Game 6, NBA Finals, Golden State at Boston. I'm pulling for Boston.
Yes.
If you had a prediction for tonight, Chris, what would it be?
Sixes are wild. It is Game 6. I say Celtics by 6 in Game 6.
Charity? Well, it's
Conspiracy.
A great Father's Day gift for all dads out there that are NBA fans. I'm picking Boston. I think they're going to win by double digits. I say 10.
Ooh, I hope so.
I say Boston by 10. We'll find out tomorrow if there will be a game 7 or not. But up next, it's Michael Pelka. Charity, what's going on?
The Texas House Committee begins the grueling process of holding hearings into all that went wrong before, during, and after the Uvalde school
If
shooting.
that Nicole girl calls in at 8:10, tell her we didn't schedule her, so thank her for her time. I did not schedule her, but she shouldn't be calling in.
It's $5. Gotcha. It's averaging 469 in San Antonio, 467. And FIFA is set to announce the 2026 World Cup host cities today, and Dallas is expected to make the cut. We'll have more coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northwest side, we have a disabled vehicle on the left shoulder of Loop 410 westbound at Bandera. Expect delays. Also on the south side, we have a disabled vehicle reported on I-35 northbound at Malone. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by National Safe Boating Council and the U.S. Coast Guard.
The most important connection while you're out on the water is with your boat's engine. Get connected and always use your engine cutoff switch. This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and U.S. Coast Guard. Learn more at getconnectedboating.org.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. We're at 77 degrees. Yeah, when you hear that music, you know it's time for our visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. Mike, let's start with the Fed raising rates the most since 1994. We know stock futures slipped a little bit, but this is not the last interest rate hike, probably for the summer. Yeah, what did happen?
And meanwhile, Mike, the January 6th hearings continue on Capitol Hill, and now revelations that Capitol Police had a warning about a bloody war coming a couple of weeks before January 6th.
And let's hope that this trend that's happening in Ohio with the police patrols being cut back due to gas prices doesn't spread. Yep. Mike, have a great day. That's Michael Pelka from the Pure Pelka Podcast. You can catch his podcast a little bit later on this morning. You can catch him each and every weekday morning at this time. Coming up at 7:40, San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill, a preview of the congressional hearings later on today.
Hello, I'm Randy. Yeah, I thought we were getting pretty close there.
He was, if his answer would have been a little bit shorter, he could have done it.
Yeah.
I blame him. It's all his
I do
fault.
too. All right, let's see.
How many things last 76 years? Short answer is not many. Buildings, cars, trees rarely last 3/4 of a century. I'm Charlie Parker for Building Roofing, and they've been repairing and replacing San Antonio roofs for over 76 years. Rory Bellin started the business in 1946. His son.
Well, Brian, I thought you did a great job.
Yeah. Maybe he thought I was Brian Kilmeade.
I thought you were Brian Dan.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Oh!
It means you can trust Bellin to get the job done right. It just stands to reason.
All right.
Long if you're not taking care of your customers. At some point, you're going to have to repair or replace the roof on your home or business. Take away the guesswork in choosing a roofer. Go with the easy choice. Go with a family business that has a 76-year track record of taking care of San Antonio roofs. When you think roofs, think reputation, think Belden. Set up your complimentary roof inspection and estimate today. Call 210-544-5121. Or go online at Belden.com.
If you're living with aches and pains, especially if they're frequent and nagging and relentless, I want you to take a moment and think back to the last time you really felt good. Can you even remember what it felt like? Now, here's even a more important question. What would you give to go back to feeling like that again? Maybe it would just be nice to take a stroll with your loved one or play with your grandchildren. I've suffered from persistent, crippling pain almost all the time for about 5 years. When I started taking Relief Factor, I took it because my wife made me start taking it. I didn't think it would work for me. Yet here I am today, virtually pain-free, doing the things I love to do, all thanks to my wonderful wife and Relief Factor. I love that it's not a drug, but it was developed by doctors, and about 70% of the people who try it go on to order more. Are you part of that 70% that could get your life back? Your first step to becoming pain-free just might be to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. Find out more about this offer. Feel the difference. ReliefFactor.com.
In the next 30 seconds, 50 people will get their dream job across the country. And as they're thinking about the flights, the first impressions, and how to ship their plans, they'll be faced with their biggest challenge.
I've got to sell the house and fix it and stage it and show it.
Or skip the hassles and sell directly to Open Door. Close in a matter of days. Get back to the things that matter, like how to ship those plans. Get your competitive offer at opendoor.com/beopen. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc. License 02061130 in California and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. In the next 30 seconds, 40 couples will have a baby and realize we need more space. 50 people will get their dream job and need to relocate.
In 3 weeks?
And 3 newlyweds will go from 2 houses to
Only 1 closet?
And then comes the realization.
We gotta sell the house. and fix it
and stage it and show it. Or skip the hassles and sell directly to Open Door. Close in a matter of days. Get your competitive offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc. License 02061130 in California and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets.
Are you tired of worrying about your old roof? Worrying about every time there's rain or severe weather in the forecast? Worrying about when you'll finally have to go ahead and replace that old roof? This is Danny Bose with Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. Let us take the worry out of your life by installing a lifetime metal roof. No one knows more about metal roofing than Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. We're a locally owned and highly respected company that only does metal roofs. Standing seam metal roof from Southwest Metal Roofing Systems is the most weather resistant and watertight roof available. It's energy efficient and it's one of the best looking roofs out there. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems not only serves San Antonio, but just about all of South Central Texas. So when there's rain in the forecast, stop worrying about your old roof and call us today at 210-822-6868. That's 210-822-6868 for a free, no obligation estimate. Stop worrying about rainy days. Call us today at 210-822-6868. Check out our website at swmetalroofing.com. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. Do it once, do it for life.
It's hot, it's humid, it's Texas. You know we're in for a long, hot summer. Nolan Ryan for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat back the hot Texas sun once and for all with the cool, clean home comfort of American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard is one of the best, but your family comfort means the most. It's that important, and it's what we do in Texas. Stay cool this summer. Peace of mind is everything in this business. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
Tune in this weekend for Everyday Wealth with Soledad O'Brien and Gene Chaskey, presented by Edelman Financial Engines.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Fed takes action to curb inflation as Americans face rising costs for pretty much everything. Good Thursday morning. I'm McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
In Midtown, we do have a new accident. It just happened on I-10, the upper level eastbound at Santa Rosa exit. It's going to have only that right lane of the upper level getting through right now, so expect delays in the area. It's causing about a 10-minute delay currently. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
For nearly 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has fought day in and day out for every client we've had the honor of representing. In our town, in our community, we will always be the name you trust. Thomas J. Henry, available 24/7 nights and weekends. San Antonio, Texas.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Thursday, partly cloudy, a high near 100. Tonight's low in the mid-70s. Right now we are at 77 degrees. 7:32 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Well, the Fed is taking a big step in the hopes of pulling back rising prices in the U.S. Fox's Kevin Cork reports.
Wall Street seemed pleased by the news that the Federal Reserve raised its benchmark interest by 75 basis points for the first time in nearly 3 decades, as policymakers intensify their fight to cool off red-hot inflation. And while the White House insists it's, quote, neutral on Fed policy, it was clear Wednesday that the president approved of the move, especially on a day that saw him threaten to resort to using emergency powers if American oil companies didn't increase their output at refineries.
The president has said gas company profits have tripled during a time of war between Russia and Ukraine as Americans struggle with record high prices at the pump. The national average today is at $5. In Texas, it's $4.69. In San Antonio, $4.67. Texas Senator John Cornyn says talks over a gun safety measure in Washington have hit a roadblock. He says lawmakers are divided over funding for states that do not adopt red flag laws as part of their gun background checks.
19 states have red flag laws, but that means 31 states have other crisis intervention initiatives that are designed to address the same problem, which is people who are a danger to themselves and others because of their mental health.
Those red flag laws have been in the spotlight since mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde. Cornyn says he hopes lawmakers can resolve their differences in time to publish a bill this week. As calls for more security, school security ramp up, the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement says 309 school districts in the state have their own police departments. More than half of the 192 law enforcement agencies that have been created in Texas since 2017 are school police departments. The commission says 32 of them were created in 2018 following the shooting at Santa Fe High School near Houston in May of that year. Local and state elected officials are calling for more police to secure schools since last month's deadly shooting in an elementary school in Uvalde. Jacqueline Scott, News Radio 1200. WOAI. A recent poll shows Governor Abbott widening his lead over Democrat challenger Beto O'Rourke. The Blueprint polling survey shows Governor Abbott leading O'Rourke by 19 points among likely Texas voters. The poll also shows widespread support for new gun control laws after last month's deadly shooting in Uvalde. Total support for Abbott now stands at 56%, with O'Rourke at only 37% support, a 19-point gap. Well, police are searching for a teenage girl who's been missing for a week. 15-year-old Justine Renee Molina was last seen June 9th on Avondale near I-37. Molina is 5'1", 125 pounds, with brown eyes and wavy mid-length brown hair and a light complexion. She has medical conditions and requires a doctor's care. Anybody who's seen her or knows where she may be is asked to call the San Antonio Police Department's Missing Persons Unit. Well, American forces say they've captured a senior ISIS leader in Syria.
A raid by U.S. troops in Syria Thursday resulting in the detention of a senior ISIS member. Officials of Operation Inerrant Resolve say the captured leader was a bomb maker and no civilians were harmed, nor was there any damage to any coalition aircraft or assets. The bomb maker has not been identified at this time. Earlier this year, an ISIS leader in northwest Syria killed himself with a suicide vest during a U.S. Special Operations counterterrorism mission.
I don't know if this means anything or not, but Michael Ward just fired me. So I'm leaving.
Damn. Okay. But is he in charge now?
Apparently he thinks he is.
Wow.
He says he is.
Well, the UN has been warning about
I'm not buying
massive
it.
food shortage because Ukraine cannot export its usual high levels of grain. Russia has blocked off Ukrainian ports and blockaded
Russia.
shipments. A member of Ukraine's parliament tells Fox News his country needs weapons to change
We
that.
need to just outlaw Russian dressing. Yeah, all that. Gone, I say, gone. All right, what do you want to do in that 50 segment?
Oh, good question.
President Biden said the U.S. is working to build temporary silos in Poland near Ukraine's border. From there, grain harvest could be
Yes,
taken.
they can address fathers.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
That's important.
Yeah. Or Ryan Gosling as.
Oh, no, that's what we're going to do.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I love the idea of they do a nude scene and we reveal that Ken has no. There you go.
Gold is down $2 an ounce at $18.31. Oil is down 1.33% at $113.75.
Yeah, Amber. Tim watched the Stanley Cup Finals last night. Amber says Stanley Cup Finals were awesome last night. Game 1 went to overtime.
Denied by the city, then cut down. It's up for a vote again today. Right now, the Dow futures are down 423 points. Live with a Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thanks, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
In Midtown, we do have a new accident. It just happened on I-10, the upper level eastbound at Santa Rosa exit. It's going to have only that right lane of the upper level getting through right now, so expect delays in the area.
So is there something I'm teasing?
Just what's coming up in the 8 o'clock hour.
Just 8. Okay, tease it. Okay.
Yeah, John Decker, Charlie Parker again.
This report is sponsored by
Yeah, that'll
Laredo
work.
Okay.
CBB. If you're looking for something fun to do, head to Laredo, Texas.
There's no
Laredo
benchmark
has
at
it
the
all.
top of the
Authentic
hour
Tex-Mex
there, but-
cuisine, shopping, music, and nightlife, as well as historical landmarks and museums. It's even a global birding hotspot. Laredo
I actually
really
have
does it all.
Aqua.
For more info,
I'm a
visit
Barbie girl.
Laredo.com.
Nice.
We could use that in our last segment there.
cloudy.
Oh, she said happy
Breezy
Thursday,
this
bitch.
morning. Then it
She's
gradually
dead.
clears out, becoming mostly sunny and hot this afternoon. High of 101. Then we'll have some widespread haze due to more Saharan dust. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Kaye, News 4 San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by PVA.
Oh, there's a Rudy
Peripheral
Giuliani
Vascular
press
Associates.
conference
Pain or wounds
today at
around your leg or
noon. It
foot
says here
should
2
not
degrees
be
minimum.
ignored. These may be signs of unhealthy arteries and poor blood flow. Act
If you happen to
quickly.
be in
Visit
Binghamton, New
PVA,
York
the
at
region's
noon
leading
today.
circulation
Binghamton, New York.
and get evaluated. Learn more at fixmycirculation.com.
Welcome into a Friday Eve edition of San Antonio First News. I know a lot of people call it Thursday, but we're inching so close to the weekend. It is Friday Eve. We are waiting for our hookup from San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill, who is now with us. He has a preview of the congressional hearings today and the events of January 6th. So, Rory, let's start with what do we expect to see today?
Rory, you mentioned these four, aspects of this that will be covered in today's hearings. Any sense, or is anybody suggesting that there might be some big revelation, something that we haven't heard of yet that will be significant today?
So after this hearing today, when's the next one and how many more are there? I appreciate it as always. That's San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill.
Here you go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
I'm glad she said something, because,
Yes.
2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Only available while supplies last or until
All
tomorrow.
right, Charlie Parker commentary, and then we're talking Barbie.
Woo!
Access pass to your purchase to attend a VIP event with a private performance from
Let's see if he's really a method actor. Will he just be a flat front? Will he have the flat front, Chris?
We shall see.
Oh, really?
It's important to act fast.
Instead of haggling with insurance, just call Thomas J. Henry. Remember, the call is free and you don't pay us any fees unless we win your case. Contact Thomas J. Henry today.
Hey,
San
Jeremy.
Antonio, Texas.
Yes, sir.
And those were the days. Aqua, Barbie Girl. Can you come back with that in the after headlines, traffic and weather?
Yes.
Not here, but after it.
Yeah, so like after
After headlines, traffic and weather.
Yeah, I got you.
So to get out, is it right at 55-ish to get out?
I can have to visit with Jack.
Okay.
Actually, we can go to 57.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because we got a light clock. That brake is light. Sometimes it's heavy. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Okay.
But we can go to 57.
Cool.
55 is usually normal.
Okay.
And it will become 55 again once your Brad Cam Dallas Cowboys report starts.
Okay.
So that's what it will be.
Okay.
So and just try to keep it uniform.
Yeah.
But we can adapt on the fly depending on the spot load.
Okay.
But I don't know that ahead of time. If I could look.
Greenberry, healthy cereal for your family.
I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry cereals with amazing onyx sorghum. Just one bowl of Grainberry every morning can help you reach your health goals, whatever they may be.
I want to keep my family as healthy as possible. So that means I'm choosing foods high
So at
in
8:10 in that open segment, since we don't have Nicole, we don't have anybody there today, let's do Father's Day again.
Cool.
We'll pump it up and see if we can get a load of
Single bowl of Grainberry contains less sugar than other cereals and
Submissions.
more of what matters most, like plant-based fiber, whole grains, antioxidants, and of course, flavor. Grainberry is great for managing diabetes, pre-diabetes, and other health-related issues. So grab a box of Grainberry with amazing onyx sorghum at HEB today and keep your bowls on track.
Greenberry, healthy cereal for your family. Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for camping. Beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals
Margot Robbie in her pink Barbie convertible.
So she's going to be Malibu Barbie.
Apparently.
What will put you and your love on cloud 9 this June? Direct's most amazing offer this year. Right now, for a limited time on any purchase at the best price, pay nothing down and get 5 years zero interest financing. If you've been swoning over that $5,000 designer, it's only $85 a month, $3,000 diamond studs, just $50 a month, and they're yours. Don't miss this one. Diamonds Direct. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
WOAI.com.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. It's time for Charlie Parker to tell you about relationship advice from the 1950s.
Welcome to Thursday. I'm Charlie Parker. Pay close attention, women. In case you need a reminder about how much
There's the Back to the
Yep.
Future.
changed over the last few decades, an excerpt from a book published in 1950.
75 grand, man.
Economics book.
And I don't recall seeing Biff in any other film.
It's a great question. We'd have to Google him, but I don't either off the top of my head.
I don't recall ever seeing him in
Yeah.
anything other than that. And he was good in that.
Yeah.
He was real good in that.
They're concerned about his needs. Touch up your makeup. Put a ribbon in your hair. Be fresh looking. Clean up before the husband gets home from work so he will feel that he's reached a haven of rest and order. Clean up the kiddos so the mister will get to see them presented as the little treasures that they
Father
are.
of mine.
Includes eliminating the noise of household appliances and encourage the children to be quiet and not greeting him with problems or complaints. Have a drink and a comfortable place for him to sit when he gets home from a long day at the office. Don't forget to offer to take off his shoes and speak in a low, soft, soothing, and pleasant voice. voice. The book reminds wives to let him talk first and to be engaging, as his day may need a lift. And don't forget the overall goal, which is to make your home a place of peace where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit. Now, when you finish picking yourself up off the floor from all of the laughter, and you agreed with any of these, you might consider a legal name change. Head down to the county courthouse and change your name to June Cleaver.
And here are some of the stories
And there's
we are
people
following
driving
for
around
you
right
this
now going,
Thursday
who the
morning,
hell is
3
June
weeks after
Cleaver?
the
Right.
Uvalde school shooting.
The majority of them probably. Eddie Haskell. What a great character.
Of all time.
Yeah.
What a lovely dress. And we all know somebody like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
What up, Dean Stone?
Dean Stone.
Dean Stone. That is a great name.
It is a great name.
I'm Dean Stone.
Dean Stone. Private Eye.
We'll bring you details right now. Traffic and weather
But
together.
the porn star is butt naked.
Yes.
One of these days we'll do that again, man. What's your porn name?
Right.
You want to blow up the talkback? I guarantee we blew up Facebook one time doing that. Back when
That's beautiful.
Back
Yeah.
when Peter Bolger was here. He's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what you guys did, but look at Facebook. I said we just did porn names. Oh, what's that? Like, really, dude? Really? I mean, really?
I am Peppy Ben-Hur.
I am Rufus Westlaw.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah. Big burly porn star. Rufus Westlaw.
Order it and start looking forward to tomorrow morning. Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours only.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. And then on Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds. And guess what? Highs in the upper 90s, near 100. 77 degrees.
A Barbie girl in the Barbie world. And that world is coming to a theater near you. San Antonio's First News. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. The man who played those tunes just now, Jeremy Kolok, your Soundscape Stylist. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, gun control legislation in the Senate continuing to move forward. We'll get the latest from our White House correspondent, John Decker, another Charlie Parker commentary coming at you. Now, Charity McCurdy, we have talked about, it is well documented, your appreciation, if not affection, for one Ryan Gosling, the actor. We find out yesterday that one of his big roles coming up, what a blockbuster next summer, the Barbie and Ken movie, Margot Robbie as Barbie, and your favorite Ryan Gosling as Ken. Have you marked your calendar? I think even the date came out from Warner Brothers yesterday, sometime in July of 2023. Will you be there on opening day in the theater? Ooh.
Well, my big question is, will he have the flat front?
You mean his nether region?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because we all know Barbie Ken. I mean, come on. Will he have the flat front? Will there be a nude scene and we see the flat front?
I don't, that's a great question.
It's method acting. I mean, come on. If he's going to do it, he's got to do it right. Well, it's a flat front. How much more PG-13 can you be?
I'm surprised and I think it's a great, if we were Hollywood producers, I mean, I'm surprised it's taken this long for a Barbie and Ken movie, a feature film with, actors we've heard of, Margot Robbie as Barbie, Ryan Gosling as Ken. Think about it. If young girls see this film and this could be a series, there could be 3 or 4 or 5 of these. They could make huge money for the filmmakers and for Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie.
Well,
yes,
they're already out. They're already out. I mean, he kind of looks like Ken to begin with. I mean, I think it would be better if Ryan Reynolds played Ken.
Nice.
Yeah, or he could be one of the other, dolls that shows up. He could be a background guy. And he's already got the flat front, so we're good. Hey, I've seen Deadpool.
Now, Charity, as a young girl, did you have a Barbie doll and did you have a Ken to go with your Barbie?
Oh, no kidding. All right.
Now, I will admit, I obviously did not have a Barbie. I did have a G.I. Joe.
Oh, gotcha.
In the 60s, the G.I. Joes were about the same height as Ken or Barbie. And I did it one time. It's maybe too much information. My sister had a Barbie, so my G.I. Joe had a thing with my sister's Barbie. I kind of set those two up together. Yeah. They decided to probably enter me into therapy at that point. Chris is going a little too far with G.I. Joe and Barbie.
Yeah, war crime.
Yeah.
Obviously,
but
war crime.
to Barbie's credit, she didn't go for that cheesy Ken. She went for G.I. Joe, baby.
What, a man in uniform?
A serviceman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
I think Hasbro or whoever should have get together. Well, but G.I. Joe was Hasbro, right?
That's right.
So they should have gotten together and said, "Hey, man, when G.I. Joe comes back,
Could have been his military bride.
yes, from an armed conflict, maybe at the USO, maybe Barbie meets him there and fireworks happen. They sure happened at my house with G.I. Joe and Barbie. Yeah. So just we're just now 13 months out from.
Is that what it is?
But it's July 21st of 2023, correct, Charity?
Oh, man, I'm busy that day. I'm busy.
We will take the show live to the movie theater that morning, and so Charity can see the 10 o'clock premiere. All right, lots more coming up, including all of your headlines. Don't go anywhere. It's San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI. That was fun.
No, that was really
yes.
mister.
The anatomically correct prospect is very
Flat
funny.
front, man. Come on, flat front. Poor guy. That's gotta hurt.
They got to do it. That would be hilarious.
Come on, it has to
Adults
happen.
would find that
It
so
has to
hilarious.
happen. And it's not like the kids have never seen it.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
And you ever watch the show NCIS?
Yes.
Okay, you ever notice when they go into autopsy and there's a dead body, if it's a guy, it's flat fronted like Ken and Barbie? Yeah. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
So when there's rain in the forecast, stop worrying about your old roof and call us today at 210-822.
Oh, the Barbie twins. There you go. Beanstone.
Stop worrying about rainy days. Call us today at 210-822-6868.
I'm back in a sec. I've got to go mail my spots from the other studio to the appropriate people.
Do it for life. We've all heard, said it and forget it. But that can be a big mistake when it comes to your finances. I'm Charlie Parker for Trajan Wealth. You might be putting your money into a 401k or an IRA, but when was the last time you really looked at it? This spring, instead of cleaning out your closet, make time to make sure that everything is up to date with your finances. Brief to-do list that'll have a bigger impact than organizing your sweaters by color. Review your investments. Make sure you're diversified. Reevaluate your situation. Are you going to be able to retire when you want or stay retired? Check your estate details. Do you have a will? And is that enough? Trajan Wealth can help with all of that. Your investments, your retirement plan, your estate plan. Schedule a free consultation. Call Trajan Wealth today at 210-985-3100 or go online at TrajanWealth.com. Bottom line, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Make sure your portfolio is Diversified. Paid endorsement advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Hello, I'm Randy Adams, learn to buy and sell cars.com. Heard right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI. I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to buy your vehicle in any kind of condition. Give me a call, 830-708-4789, or check my website, learntobuyandsellcars.com.
Former Bexar County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for Sidebar, a new show with a unique take on life and the law today. Sidebar, Saturday mornings at 9 with Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Retire in 5 years or less. Find out more at lifestylesunlimitededucation.com.
From the Connecticut Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Fed hikes interest rates in an effort to bring down 40-year high inflation. Good Thursday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 1604 northbound at Petranco. It's going to have the right shoulder blocked. On the west side, the accident we're working on Calaver at Alamo Downs Parkway has been cleared. On Highway 90 westbound Frontage Road at Loop 410, we have an accident blocking the left lane. And in Midtown, we have an accident blocking the left lane of I-10, the upper level eastbound, just after Santa Rosa exit. It's causing about a 5-minute delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, a high near 100. Tonight's low in the low 70s. Right now, mainly cloudy, 76 degrees. Get a move on. It is 8:01 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. In a historic move to tackle inflation, the Federal Reserve increased interest rates by an aggressive 0.75 percentage point. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the central bank is ready to improve the economy.
We have both the tools we need and the result that it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses.
That increase is the highest the Fed has gone since 1994. Many believe the move is needed to cool demand and help curb inflation, which has produced price increases of over 8% compared to last year. Americans, meantime, are shifting on the economy and on firearms, with more of us feeling the financial pain of inflation and more open to gun laws.
47% of those polled say they're falling behind financially, and that is 4 points more than it was in March and 20 points more than a year ago. Half of those polled blame the president and his policies for inflation. 32% blame Russian President Vladimir Putin, and 71% disapprove of President Biden's handling of inflation. When asked what should be looked at first to reduce gun violence, 44% said gun laws, 46% said mental health and other things. That is a big change from 2015, when respondents went with mental health over gun laws by 48 points. More than 80% of those polled said they support red flag laws and raising the age limit to 21 in order to buy an assault rifle. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Texas Senator John Cornyn, who has been leading talks on gun legislation in Washington, says the talks have run into a couple of snags.
And I would say we've been making good progress, but we've run into a couple of bumps in the road that have slowed things down a little bit.
Cornyn says they're discussing federal funds for states that do not adopt red flag laws as part of the background check for buying a gun. Lawmakers are also debating funding for crisis intervention programs. Cornyn was chosen to lead the discussions in the Senate as lawmakers respond to the mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde. And the man accused of the deadly mass shooting at the Buffalo supermarket will be arraigned today on federal charges.
Peyton Gendron faces 26 federal charges, including 10 counts each of committing a hate crime resulting in death and using a firearm to commit murder. Gendron is accused of killing 10 Black Buffalo residents at a neighborhood grocery store and live streaming part of that attack. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland met with grieving family members Wednesday, reportedly telling them that the charges are death penalty eligible, and if Gendron is found guilty, he will discuss that option further with the families. He said the 15 people who logged into Gendron's live stream chat room are also being investigated. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Well, the House panel investigating the January 6th riot will focus on former Vice President Mike Pence in a hearing this afternoon.
The Select Committee is detailing what they describe as a coordinated effort to pressure former Vice President Mike Pence to reject state electors and overturn results on January 6, 2021. A former federal judge who advised Pence on the vice president's role in certifying the election is scheduled to testify, along with Pence's legal counsel. Throughout the hearings, the committee has also played clips of recorded depositions with Trump administration and campaign officials, many saying they repeatedly rejected claims of widespread voter fraud. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
An investigation is underway after a man was shot multiple times at a Northwest Side apartment complex. It happened just after 1 o'clock this morning at the Vista Meadows Apartments off Callahan near Culebra Road. Police said the victim pulled into the parking lot when another car pulled up behind and started shooting. The victim was shot twice in the arm. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. So far, no arrests. Well, Abbott's Michigan baby formula plant production has been delayed after restarting less than 2 weeks ago.
Severe storms causing flooding, resulting in the closing of the plant once.
James Allen.
Likely to delay baby.
Good morning, James Allen, the great James Allen from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. James, miss having you on the radio down the hall at 760. But I want to do some what they are. They're extended interviews on video like this, that we play an excerpt of on the radio, and then people can go and watch more of them online. Sam Tobias. Very funny, John.
To my knowledge, we've gotten everybody out. Over 10,000 visitors have been evacuated from the park itself. No word on when it will reopen. The nation's leading infectious disease expert has COVID. Dr. Anthony Fauci tested positive, and he's dealing with what are described as mild symptoms. He has received initial COVID shots along with 2 boosters. The statement noted he has not been in close contact with President Biden. Meantime, U.S. healthcare regulators are moving closer to allowing young children to be vaccinated against COVID.
The panel of independent experts working on behalf of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration Wednesday voted to recommend COVID-19 vaccine products manufactured by Moderna be made available to children ages 5 and younger, including babies as young as 6 months of age. The FDA notes more children.
That'd be a tough one, man. 6-month-old baby vaccinated.
As compared to earlier versions of the virus. The CDC's expert panel meets this weekend. Both agencies would customarily need to sign off before authorization is given. Evan Brown, Fox News.
Well, DFW officials learned today whether the region will be one of the nation's 2026 World Cup hosts. The best outcome would be if DFW the semifinals of the championship game or the International Broadcast Center. The last time Dallas hosted a World Cup match was a quarterfinal at the Cotton Bowl in 1994. The region's pitch offered AT&T Stadium at Arlington for matches, plus the Cotton Bowl, Toyota Stadium, Fair Park, and Globe Life Field for training areas. The region is competing with Houston and 14 other U.S. cities to be a World Cup host. It is 8:07. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 at WOAI. A check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
At Thomas J. Henry Law, we strive to provide the highest level of service in the industry, but don't take our word for it. Our clients have
Wes Perkins, good morning.
more than 2,700 5-star Google reviews. Thomas J. Henry is among the highest rated attorneys in town. Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Start living the dream in Seguin. Chevrolet. Living large in your new Chevy Tahoe or Suburban. Room for your family and friends. Now it's time for custom order yours at Seguin Chevrolet. And don't pay over MSRP. Or start living sporty in a new Chevy Corvette. In stock and ready to...
How do I put it on lightly?
Small town.
With Nicole.
Start.
Just tell her, hey, he didn't schedule you. Just blame it on me, man.
All right.
Yeah, because I didn't. I did not schedule her. I'm sorry.
It is interesting. That's twice now that.
Well, it's the girl that took over for what's her name? Maria. Yeah, I get it.
This year, Rosenberg Air is going to save families from the heat by offering our comprehensive 26-point AC tune-up for only $114. We will clean your system and make sure it's ready for the harsh San Antonio weather coming our way.
She sucks and we don't want to.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these
Bill Cosby,
like Super Beta Prostate,
TV Dad,
yeah. Prostastream, Prostagenics, and others want to know which pills are garbage. Now you can.
It's a guy you don't want to have to drink with. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Because next thing you know, you wake up late.
Prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA?
TV Dad, Walter White of Breaking Bad. Yeah, I just Googled TV Dads.
That'd be a good one. I'm still saying Al Bundy.
Yeah. Tony Soprano.
Jay Pritchard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drug
Frank Romano.
Yes, he was on this list.
Even Ray Romano.
This guide is controversial and maybe
All right,
offensive
here's
to
a
some readers.
Father's Day.
No punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Yeah, Wes, I need my second booster too, man.
San Antonio's first news on this Friday Eve, the 16th day of June. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Coming up, we're going to check in with our White House correspondent, John Decker, about the new gun legislation. It looks like a Republican senator and minority leader Mitch McConnell says he'll endorse the new gun legislation. He joins us coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, traffic and weather.
On the far west side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 1604 northbound at Franco. It's going to have the right shoulder blocked. On the west side, the accident is working on Labor at Alamo Downs Parkway has been cleared. On Highway 90 westbound frontage road at Loop 410, we have an accident blocking the left lane. And in Midtown, we have an accident blocking the left lane of I-10, the upper level eastbound, just after Santa Rosa exit. It's causing about a 5-minute delay. I'm Shawna at News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. We're at 78 now. Just don't want to talk over Eminem. I'm sorry. That's the rule that I have here. So this Sunday is Father's Day. So tomorrow on the program, we're looking for a couple things. First of all, you can do this today. You can send us a picture of you and your dad. And how do they do that, Chris?
The easiest way would be tweet it to 1200 WOAI's Twitter page at 1200 WOAI. But if you're not Twitter inclined, if you want to send it either via email or the social media accounts of Tim Merryman, Charity McCurdy, or me, we can still collect it that way. And I like what you said, Tim. Start sending them in today, and then once we hit the ground running tomorrow morning at 5, we can start posting these and tell us about your dad. Tell us something about him.
If he's got some advice that he gave you, some dadisms, even
Yeah.
some bad dad jokes, we'll take those as well. We like dad jokes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you mentioned that you go through pictures when you get close to Father's Day.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
See, I'm getting all choked up now. and apparently, because my wife did the same thing last night, she's got a box out. She's going through it, and she starts showing the pictures. What do you know? Well, the girls are coming over this weekend, so I just want to get some pictures out. And I really didn't think about it, but that's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Yeah, and once again, we just want a picture of you and your dad and a little bit about your dad, and if you got some advice that he gave you, if he gave you some dadisms, or just anything you want to share with us, or if you got a good dad joke, I'll take that as well.
And, I wonder in the modern day, Tim, you talk about, your wife getting out the old photos of your dad. and of you and your children. I mean, in the digital era, how's that going to work well, let me find my old phone and, hopefully we didn't lose our digital photos when the phone crashed, or back up your photos, people, on multiple devices, and keep thumb drives, whatever you have to do that's what I worry about. We've taken so many photos digitally for the last 10, 20 years. I worry about losing my digital photos. Yeah,
exactly. And they make it so easy to do that now. If you just take your phone to Walgreens, plug it in, download the photo, print it, you're out the door. I miss those days of going and picking up pictures.
Oh yeah,
having to get film developed and all that. It was fun times. That anticipation, the waiting. Look, I'll come back in an hour. If I get them done in an hour, I'll be right back.
And then sometimes there would be surprises. Maybe you had a couple of cocktails and took some photos that you forgot you took at 2 a.m. and I didn't know. And then there was always the photo manager would call you over when there was an obscene photo that was. Actually, he had to report to the authorities.
Apparently, they don't do that, because I was at a wedding of a mutual friend of ours, and they had those little disposable cameras up on the tables.
Yeah.
And this gentleman happens to be of Scottish descent. And there was a lot of guys wearing kilts.
Uh-oh.
And they kept coming up. What do you wear under the kilt? And these guys were saying nothing. Well, I'm on the dance floor dancing with Cindy, and I just put it under this guy's skirt and took a picture and left it on the table, and it got turned in, and he was complaining that somebody had taken a picture of some guy's skirt. And I said, I cannot believe somebody would do that.
Wow.
Wow. Of a guy. Look, I had to find out if it was true, because I wasn't going to go look. So it just.
So I wasn't going to go look, but I would take a photo of his kilt
and let them turn it in. And apparently his mother-in-law is the one that got him developed, and she was appalled by it. And I am appalled that somebody would actually do that. I'm just saying. Statute of limitations is how long? Because I'm pretty sure it's past.
I think you're okay.
Okay, good.
If not, Thomas J. Henry will represent you.
I sleep with an attorney. Yes. It's okay. Coming up, we're going to check in with our White House correspondent, John Depp, to get the latest on the new gun legislation that's in the Senate.
Good morning. It's
Walter Pasquini's wedding.
Wow.
In New York City, or it was in Long Island, and they had those little disposable cameras. And I swear to God, these guys were from Scotland, and they got in the same night we did, and we all went to Times Square. I'd never been to New York before in my life. Went to Times Square, ended up at the ESPN zone.
Yeah.
These guys, dude, were speaking English, and I couldn't fucking understand them. Their accents were so thick, and the more they drank, the worse it got.
Wow.
And so the next day, they show up at the wedding in kilts. And I, jokingly asked, what do you got under? He goes, oh, nothing. You don't wear anything under a kilt, right? And I say, yeah, I was like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we're on the dance floor, and I had that camera, and I was taking pictures of people dancing, and I just kind of leaned over and took a picture. And sure.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Walter's like, I can't believe somebody took a picture of some guy's kilt. And I said, the nerve of people. And he looks at me and he goes, did you do it? And I said, yes, I did, Walter. My mother-in-law developed that. I said, I didn't know who was going to hit it, but I had to know.
Mm-hmm. Just beware of Hurricane Walter coming later this year.
It's very unorganized and just loud as hell.
2022 Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more are at World Car Kia. Trade now. You'll get all the money for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Kia. World Car Kia.
We're in the most active season of the year right now, and hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain sucks the fun right out of living. I'm Charlie Parker with fantastic news. QC Kinetics is helping people get the fun back. Advanced regenerative treatments. Regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by local medical professionals.
Archie Bunker was the father.
That's a good one.
And restore damaged tissue
I like that one.
in your
Goes way back.
No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
What makes me proud? Our mix of traditions and our sense of togetherness. Celebrating our cultures, eating brisket and tamales.
For me, it's all about how we always put others first, like our healthcare workers that make up our community. I am proud to be local, and I am proud to be a part of Community First, a local nonprofit health plan option that is made of people like me, that knows and understands the needs of our community. Community First Health Plans, proud to be local, proud to be your plan.
Just to give you some real news, the Glenn Beck program. Maybe
Jonathan Decker's ready, so it's going to be quick.
actually happening. Keeping it real. Oh, is that too real? I'm just saying, the Glenn Beck program. This morning at 9 on News Radio 1200 and WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together, and we'll visit with White House correspondent John Decker. Republican Senator and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will endorse new gun legislation in the Senate. We'll talk to John about that right after headlines, traffic, and weather.
A Texas House committee will hold hearings beginning today on the mass shooting. An $85,000 budget has been approved by Texas.
Since we don't get this guy on a lot, this is Chris.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
That way he doesn't call you Brian.
Okay. Yeah, and I might start doing that with Apelka for a while.
Until he gets familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
More Saharan dust.
Oh gosh. Man, I haven't used all the Saharan dust I got yesterday yet.
Vandalism of a pride flag on the campus of St. Philip's. And after 5 months of work on San Antonio's redistricting map for council districts, City Council will vote on it this morning. We'll have the latest coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, the accident we're working on Loop 1604 northbound to Franco has been cleared. On the west side, on Highway 90 westbound Frontage Road at Loop 410, the accident we're working there has also been cleared. On the west side, we have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of Highway 90 eastbound at Nogalitos. And on the south side, the accident we're working on Nogalito Street just south of Malone Avenue has also been cleared. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Virginia Hall is one of the most famous American spies in history, and during World War II, she was called the most dangerous of all Allied spies by none other than the Butcher of Lyon. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101, 78 right now. We welcome in White House correspondent John Decker. So Mitch McConnell says he'll endorse new gun legislation in the Senate. Before we get to that, have they hammered out the details of what exactly is in this legislation?
John, this is Chris. You mentioned red flag laws. I know there's a number of senators who certainly find that controversial. Texas Senator Ted Cruz says he still has a lot of problems with red flag laws. Have both sides of the Senate been able to come to an accord here yet on red flag laws?
Any idea when they'll get this done? White House correspondent John Decker, appreciate the visit as always.
Welcome into Thursday. I'm Charlie Parker.
Woo!
Attention, women, you're gonna hate.
I'm actually going to go podcast that Barbie segment as well.
Good. That was a fun segment.
Man.
Any thoughts on 840?
We can talk gas,
Yeah,
Biden want-
as is.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless you
Yeah,
want
let's.
to change it.
No, that's good. I just wanted to.
Everybody, that affects everyone.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you're
I'm cool with
you're
that.
still cool with that.
'Cause
Okay.
you're the man.
How can I
It's
possibly
all
be the man when
urine.
you're the man?
It's all urine, man.
Thank you very much.
Not mine.
Dinner ready. Just let your husband know you've been thinking about him and are concerned about his needs. Touch up your makeup. Put a ribbon in your hair. Be fresh looking. Clean up before the husband gets home from work, so he will feel that he has reached a haven of rest and order. Clean up the kiddos, so the mister will get to see them presented as the little treasures that they are. This includes eliminating the noise of household appliances and encourage the children to be quiet and not greeting him with problems or complaints. Have a drink and a comfortable place for him to sit when he gets home from a long day at the office. Don't forget to offer to take off his shoes and speak in a low, soft, soothing, and pleasant voice. The book reminds wives to let him talk first and to be engaging, as his day may need a lift. And don't forget the overall goal, which is to make your home a place of peace where your husband can renew himself.
Very cool, Wes. Glad you're feeling better, man.
Now, when you finish
Charity McCurdy coming up with the headlines.
and you agree with any of these, you might consider a legal name change. Head down to the county courthouse and change your name to June Cleaver. I'm Charlie Parker.
This is San Antonio FC Insider, brought to you by Frost Bank.
San Antonio FC earned 2 spots on the USL Championship Team of the Week following their Week 14 victory away at Monterey Bay FC. Midfielder and captain PC earned his first spot in the starting 11 after dishing out 2 assists, including on Santiago Patino's game winner in the 82nd minute, while keeper Jordan Farr was named to the bench after making 3 saves. SAFC is now at 16 players appear on the weekly list. San Antonio's home Saturdays, they welcome Oakland Roots. Tickets available at sanantoniofc.com.
We've all made mistakes, like when you convince yourself you should cut your own hair. You shouldn't. Or when you forget someone's name you've already met, like 3 times. At Frost Bank, we can't help you avoid every mistake, but we can help when you overdraft. If you overdraw your checking account by $100 or less, we'll waive the fee based on qualifying conditions. Because hey, we're all human. It's about being more understanding. It's about more than money. Frost Bank. Learn about qualifying conditions at frostbank.com/overdraft.
Life is full of opportunities. Selling your house shouldn't keep you from them. Sell directly to Open Door and get back to what matters. Hundreds of thousands of people have already requested their offer. Just go to opendoor.com, enter your address, tell them a little bit about your house, and they'll make you an offer in minutes. I went to opendoor.com and saw for myself just how easy it was to request an offer. Open Door takes a look at your house, along with recent sales in your neighborhood, to come up with a very competitive offer, a real offer. And when you sell directly to Open Door, you don't have to make repairs, do prep work, or schedule showings. Open Door offers a competitive, hassle-free sale so you can focus on what's ahead in life. Get a free offer on your house at opendoor.com/myoffer. That's opendoor.com/myoffer. When life's doors open, Open Door will handle the house. Learn more at opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc., license 02061130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage, LLC in its other markets.
Make this the year you'll go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Right now, Capital One cardholders get first dibs on tickets to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Only available while supplies last, or until tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, so don't miss it. Plus, add a Capital One access pass to your purchase to attend a VIP event with a private performance from Avril Lavigne. Only available during the cardholder presale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast at iHeartRadio.com/Capital One.
The economy is headed directly for a disaster. The Fed can either raise rates to lower inflation and trigger a stock and housing market crash, or it can keep rates low and potentially cause hyperinflation. That is why you must take action to secure your savings right now. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your retirement account out of paper assets and into physical gold. The Birch Gold Group IRA is what I recommend to all my family and friends. And today, Birch Gold is giving away a free information kit about how gold IRAs work. To get your free copy, just text the word secure to 989898. It's crucial for you to get this information before an economic disaster is in full swing. Again, text secure to the number 989898 to get your free information kit on gold. There's no obligation or purchase required. So do it now. Text secure to 989898. Action, action, action. Use your agency. Take action today.
Former Bexar County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for Sidebar, a new show with a unique take on life and the law today. Sidebar, Saturday mornings at 9 with Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
What seems to be the problem, my panting partner? It's hotter than a jalapeno's armpit. It's so hot I saw a fire hydrant chasing a dog. If it gets any hotter, I'll have to take off stuff I really ought to keep on. Don't iron your birthday suit just yet. For Specs wines, spirits, and finer foods will shrink the heat with sub-zero prices on a Siberian-sized selection of mitten-worthy mixers, shivery suds and seltzers, and refreshing rosés. What say the hot streaker now? Specs icy aisles and selection for miles have me perky as a penguin on prom night. My brother's happy I started wearing pants under my chaps again. You certainly put the nub in nuptials. And with Specs low prices, you'll save enough to give summer the cold shoulder.
Cody, I'll try to find that via 1200's Facebook. Thanks for doing that. I gotta check something here.
Well, after more than 25 years in the business, Thomas J. Henry has the answers. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com/help to get answers to all your personal injury questions, or call us today to speak directly with an attorney who can answer them for you. Thomas J. Henry, here to answer your questions 24/7, nights and weekends. San Antonio, Texas.
Lose 20 pounds or more by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Federal Reserve makes a big move to corral runaway inflation. Good Thursday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center,
On the far west side of town, the accident we've working on Loop 1604 northbound to Franco has been cleared. On the west side on Highway 90 westbound Frontage Road at Loop 410, the accident we've working there has also been cleared. On the west side, we have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of Highway 90 eastbound at Nogalitos. And on the south side, the accident we had working on Nogalito Street just south of Malone Avenue has also been cleared. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by the Truth with Lisa Booth podcast.
Does a kid go from poverty to end up being a world-renowned brain surgeon and Secretary of HUD? We're going to get into that with Dr. Ben Carson. We're going to talk about his life, the current state of affairs in the country as well. Be sure to check out The Truth with Lisa Booth every Monday and Thursday on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Thursday, partly cloudy, a high near 100. Tonight's low in the low 70s. Right now we're at 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. 8:34 in News Radio 1200 at WOAI. It's getting aggressive in its quest to combat inflation. Here's more from Fox's Hillary Barsky.
Fed officials intensifying their attempt to tame hot inflation and raising interest rates to 0.75 percentage point for the first time since 1994. And large rate increases will come, Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
We're strongly committed to bringing inflation back down, and we're moving expeditiously to do so. We have both the tools we need and the result that it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses.
The move will increase many consumer and business loans to a range of 1.5% and 1.75%. Borrowing costs have already risen sharply, with the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage topping 6%, while the 2-year Treasury note, a benchmark for corporate borrowing, jumped over 3% since 2007.
Texas Senator John Cornyn says talks over gun safety measure in Washington have hit a snag. He says lawmakers are divided over funding for states that do not adopt red flag laws as part of their gun background checks.
19 states have red flag laws, but that means 31 states have other crisis intervention initiatives that are designed to address the same problem, which is people who are a danger to themselves and others because of their mental health.
Those red flag laws have been in the spotlight since the mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde. Cornyn says he hopes lawmakers can resolve their differences in time to publish a bill this week. As calls for more school security ramp up, the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement says 309 school districts in the state already have their own police departments.
More than half of the 192 law enforcement agencies that have been created in Texas since 2017 are school police departments. The commission says 32 of them were created in 2018 following the shooting at Santa Fe High School near Houston in May of that year. Local and state elected officials are calling for more police to secure schools since last month's deadly shooting in an elementary school in Uvalde. Jacqueline Scott, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The third public hearing of the January 6th House Committee will be held today. Committee Vice Chair.
Oh, it's a billion per day. You got to be. It's a million actually per day, not a billion. Yeah, I looked it up. Multiple stories have it at a million per day.
Better than billion.
Yeah.
Billion means it has to be free.
Right.
I'm saying.
Somebody's knocking at you.
Hey. Wow.
The report claims
Where the hell have
Thomas's
you been?
efforts to overturn the election were more extensive than previously known.
Wow.
Well, the San Antonio City Council will vote on a new map
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but HR's here.
Yeah, we would like to talk to you after the show. Yeah.
You can't say flat front. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
After 5 months of work on the map, the committee's final draft goes
That's
before the
Dingus's
council for a
mom.
vote this morning. The boundaries of every council district will change, except District 2 in order to smooth out the total deviation in population between the biggest and smallest districts. It is 8:37, traffic and weather together in just a minute, but first, a check of your money.
Cody, we got your photo, man. Thanks.
I just sent you one also.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, somebody sent me one.
Beautiful.
Industrials down 673 points, taking back yesterday's gains. Nasdaq down 307, and the S&P is down 95 points. New home construction fell in May, the result of ongoing supply chain problems and sinking sales as mortgage rates rise. As multiple air carriers resume in-flight alcohol and meal sales, San Antonio City Council will decide today if public alcohol consumption outside of bars and restaurants at 2 airports will do more economical good than behavioral harm. Who's going to decide if San Antonio International from the Southside's Stinson Municipal Airport will allow travelers to consume libations in airport spaces like terminals and rest areas. Right now, the Dow is down 707 points. Live with the Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thanks, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeart Radio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI.
On the far west side of town, the accident we're working on Loop 1604 northbound to Franco has been cleared. On the west side on Highway 90 westbound frontage road at Loop 410, the accident we're working there has also been cleared. On the west side, we have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of Highway 90 eastbound at Nogalitos. And on the south side, the accident we're working on Nogalito Street just south of Malone Avenue has also been cleared. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss
Hello,
Show
good afternoon.
podcast.
Good morning. It's cloudy, warm, humid, and breezy this morning for the rest of the day, becoming mostly sunny, but we'll have a hazy sky due to North Saharan gas. Breezy as well. Forecast high up to 101. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Coyote for San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show podcast.
Bitcoin is under attack in some states while it's being welcomed in others. What's going on and what comes next? I'm Mark Moss, each week discussing the decentralized revolution. So join me on the Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ooh, Little Black Velvet, I do believe.
Yes, it is.
Alana Miles singing about the king of rock and roll. Jeremy Kolok, your Soundscape stylist, spent a lot of time in Memphis. He is an appreciator of Mr. Elvis Aaron Presley. San Antonio's First News. I'm Chris Duel, along with Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Charlie Parker, stellar commentaries all morning long. His relationship advice from the past. Those were out of the park. Absolutely loved them. All right, Charity and Tim. President Biden releasing the equivalent of 1 million barrels of oil a day from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. In fact, they're saying we are going to sell up to 45 million barrels total. That would be the largest ever release from that stockpile. What do you think? Is this going to give us some relief?
Yes, we should be grateful. Yes. Yes. It just doesn't seem like, I'm with you, Terry. It doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. And if you ask me, I think it's just going to keep going up. And then there's news that possibly flirting with a federal gas tax holiday. Are we talking one day? That seems to me like that would be a rush at the gas stations.
Yeah. Long lines at the gas. I remember the late 1970s and those lines at gas stations and some people running out of gas when they were in line at a gas. I pray to God it doesn't get that bad. Well, and Charity, as you mentioned, most people do agree, no relief in sight. With midterm elections coming up in November, and traditionally, and I don't see this changing, people vote their pocketbook, and we know how people's pocketbooks are going. Democrats are probably going to just get annihilated, certainly in the midterm elections this November.
That's the way I see it, because economy, and then there's the economy.
Yeah.
And that's what people really want to know about. And that's what they care about.
Yeah. And Charity, you alluded to this earlier this morning. When times are tough and people are trying to make ends meet, a lot of times they assume things will get better down the line. So they use their credit cards. Families go, all right, we're going to put some things on the credit card. And now with this rate hike, and Tim, as you've mentioned, there's going to be another one coming in July, then we're paying even more money if we use our credit cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Really hard. Really hard. Yes. And it's sad to hear that. It's sad to hear that because we were doing so well. So well. And we know the pandemic caused a lot of problems, but there were things that happened during that pandemic that are actually adding to this.
Yeah, and you just think about what we've just gone through, since 2020. There was the pandemic, there was the lockdown. It changed so many people's lives, and in businesses, so many people were laid off due to the pandemic, and then so many people had to, live at home. It certainly changed the way kids went to school. And granted, we're not out of the pandemic. We've talked about COVID-19. It's still out there. It's still something to be dealt with. But, we kind of move into a different phase from that pandemic. And now here we are with these crazy prices, this inflation, the gas prices, and most analysts, and certainly you guys, think there's no end in sight currently to where we are, which is just so frightening.
Yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
All right, lots more coming up. Don't go anywhere. Everything you need to know, your news, your traffic, your weather, sports, entertainment, and more. It's San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Finding stylish and affordable new vehicles is easy. You just need to see World Car Kia 2022 Kia
Wow.
A red bloodbath, man.
Yeah.
Which is, I hate to say it, but that's kind of, they brought it on the
Yeah.
shelf.
Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores.
I have to be honest with you. Since Charlie hasn't been here, I get more texts from him now than he's not working here.
Interesting.
The dude keeps fucking texting.
Well, and he's this is, I think,
it's
human
gotta be
nature.
hard. It's gotta be
It's hard to let something go that you've
Oh,
done
I know.
forever and ever and ever. It's like,
Oh,
it's
I
like
know.
athletes. It's
Yeah.
like you've played
want to go
you've
back-
played a sport
you
for
wanna
so
go back to
long.
glory days.
Yeah, it's so I do get it.
Oh, I get it too, but it's just weird. I mean, you guy never fucking text me. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, I'm getting them, 3-4 times a morning.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Yeah, especially if you're in Jamaica.
No, he's back.
Oh, he's okay. I
just
thought he
got
was still
back.
there.
No, he just got back.
Ah.
He's coming in tomorrow to do those were the days for next week.
Okay.
Because that was his first text. Those were the days
Well-
tomorrow, and I went, yeah. So,
Well, watch out. He's probably got COVID now that he's
Oh,
been
I
on an
know.
airplane.
Trust me, I'm wearing a condom the whole time. I'll be all masked up, and
Yeah.
he comes in. Sorry, we don't get that close. Got to be honest with you. I don't need to be close to him to hear him. So
Yeah.
Okay. I've podcasted. I've done everything. I can get the hell out of here.
Very cool.
Yes. Very unusual. Usually I have to stick around for a few minutes, but I can actually just go watch my shit up and leave. Good, this has got off to watch.
Yeah, your Mickelson idea is it's something very intriguing.
It's going to happen. They can't help it. So.
Today, Belden Roofing still operates their business on the principles that Mike learned from Maury: integrity and doing the right thing. As Mike puts it, we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers,
Although they are expecting wind and rain, so it might get a little delay.
Choose a roofing contractor. Go with the one who has a 75-year history. Belden Roofing, 210-544-5121, or online at belden.com.
Life is about being active, whether it's about going on your daily tasks or exercising. You know very well when you're regularly active. But what happens when being
Did
active
you know that
actually hurts?
we
by the end
lost
of the day?
a
This is the position I found
yes, a
myself
big
in
member
a
of our
number
society
years
yesterday at the age of
Everything I wanted
26?
to do in my daily life,
Internet
all the
Explorer.
activity it called
Would have been
Wow.
27 this August.
Oh my goodness.
It is officially gone.
Yikes.
When's the last time you used Internet Explorer?
Been a while.
Yeah. You should have been part of that conversation I had with Charlie. He was trying to do something on his computer one time, and I go and look at it, having all kinds of problems. I said, "Dude, why are you using Internet Explorer?"
Yeah.
Well, that's what I always use. Well, there's your fucking problem right there, man. You get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's the same thing. I said, no, it's not. I said, they're phasing it out, first of all, and it doesn't work on some things.
Yeah.
Especially what he was trying to do, it would not work. We've got John Robb, Colin Morikawa, and Homa, and Nesmith, and Lingerman. And Munoz, all at 200. Yep, Colin Morikawa is now your leader. I like that guy. Where's Nicholson? Oh, really?
Eagles has its own rhythm when it's going to happen. It disregards calendars. It doesn't text even invite. Just 3, 4, 5 times a day. Use radio 12.
Wait, are the Heat playing? What's this song?
Funny.
Ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together. Speaking of basketball, tonight, Game 6 in the NBA Finals.
Go Celtics.
Golden State Warriors at the Boston Celtics. That is an 8 o'clock airtime and tip shortly after that, about 8:45, right?
Yeah. You said Celtics, you mean Spurs East. I'm pulling for Ime Udoka, Will Hardy, and Derek White.
Yeah,
Spurs East.
I'm pulling for Boston as well. Yeah, big Boston fan, right? Exactly. The lesser of the two evils. I will take Boston tonight, and I think there's going to be a Game 7. I think that's just it's in the stars.
I hope so.
Father's Day, be perfect,
and that'll be fun.
It'll be perfect into a Father's Day, and with Monday being a national holiday, most fathers will be off. Yeah. So there we have all that going. So it'd be perfect.
So do we have Monday off?
It's a federal holiday.
Federal holiday.
So no, we'll be working.
No, okay, we work. Yeah, that's right. We're in the news business.
Yeah, it's a federal holiday, so you can guarantee that we'll
be working.
All right, Charity, what else is going on?
Well, we may learn more details about the Uvalde tragedy in Texas.
Yeah, Brian thinks I don't need a comp day.
Elementary mass shooting. Texas Senator John Cornyn says lawmakers working on a gun safety bill are divided over funding for states that don't adopt flag laws. And a pair of local hospitals are reporting a cybersecurity breach involving patients' personal information. In San Antonio, zoo officials are urging Congress to pass a wildlife-related bill as whooping cranes, horny toads, and sea turtles.
She said that, didn't she? Yeah.
Texas
But are they flat front horny toads?
Good question.
Bringing more coming up right now. Traffic and weather together.
Highly aroused toads.
Man, I know we used to catch those on the field, man.
Yeah, they're funky looking creatures.
Oh yeah, dinosaurs, man. Just Everest, it's not Everest Street.
Recorded, sponsored by Thomas J. Henry. Injury attorneys available 24/7.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. And on Saturday, sun and a few passing clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. 78 degrees. Coming right up, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute, brought to you by Insperity. And I don't know if you know this, but we said goodbye to an old friend yesterday. At the age of 26, Internet Explorer is officially dead. It would have been 27 this August.
It's gone the way of MySpace.
MySpace. If you try to go to Internet Explorer today, if you do it right now, you'll automatically be redirected to their new browser, Microsoft Edge, which they say is faster and more secure.
Okay.
So it's not all lost. If you're one of those old school people that like the Internet Explorer, just know when you go there, it's going to redirect you. I cannot remember the last time I actually used Internet Explorer.
Nor can I.
Dial-up days, right? You know, when you had that
Oh,
funky
man.
noise.
Yeah.
Oh God. And my daughters would be on the computer, and we kept the computer in the living room, a little area that we created for it, so we could keep an eye on them. And that noise would just drive me crazy. I hated it. I hated it. Yeah, yeah. That's the one that I went to when it came out in 2008. When it showed up, that's what I just automatically went to Google Chrome, and it worked fine. See, I didn't mess with Firefox that much.
I had a Firefox phase in my web browsing. Yes,
Back in
but
your younger
I'm
days?
beyond it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a Firefox phase.
Yeah, we've mutually parted ways. I am with Google Chrome as well.
It wasn't you, it was them.
It was, yeah, it was that.
All right, tomorrow it's Father's Day weekend. Officially gets underway at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're taking your submissions.
Yes, easiest way to do it is just tweet them at 1200 WOAI. But if you're not a Twitter person, that's okay. Either get it to us through Facebook, email, or social media to Tim Merryman, to Charity McCurdy, or to me. We want to see your photos of your dad and you, and tell us some stuff. And there's all kinds of ways we're going to take this.
Dadisms, you know, the advice your dad gave you, the things he used to tell you, and of course, if you've got a dad joke, we'll take that. I will leave you with this. I remember my dad telling me this when I was younger. Watch out, son, or I'm going to knock you into the middle of next week. And I challenged him on it. It was Wednesday of the next week before I woke up. No, I'm just kidding. But because how are you going to knock me into the middle of next week? And that was the wrong thing to say. Yeah. Then I was called smart aleck and all kinds of things. And yeah. And I was curious, how are you going to do that? And then, yes, or I'm going to hit you so hard, make your head swim. Let's just leave you with that one right there.
All right, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios, amigos.
Tomorrow.
Or in the words of former Texas Governor Rick Perry, adios, mofo.